we will be at Tynecastle later for Hearts against PAOK. Brian McLaughlin is there. You've got the team news, Brian.
I have, Richard. Yeah, glorious night here in the capital, and Hearts make 4 changes from the side that saw Partick Thistle in the League Cup at the weekend. Ofaya, Sibic and Lowry dropped to the bench. Callum Neuenhoff is out through injury. The players coming in: Atkinson, Devlin, Kingsley and Boyce up through the middle again. So it looks like it will be Clark in goal, a back four of Atkinson, Kent, Rowles and Kingsley. Devlin and Cochrane, the 2 sitting players, with Vargas, Boyce and Mackay supporting Lawrence Shankland up top, looking to add to his 4 goals. 12 players on the bench, Richard. 2 goalkeepers, Michael McGovern and Harry Stone. Oda, Halliday, Forrest, Sibic, Denham, Tate, Ofaya, Tagawa, Lowry and 16-year-old James Wilson, who's signed on his first permanent contract in the summer. Now, for PAOK, like Hearts, very early on in the domestic season, their first league game was at the weekend. That was a 3-0 win over Astaris Tripolis. They've made 4 changes from that side. In come Kizora, Koulirakis, Singaris and Constantalius in the middle of the 3 that sits just behind the striker Tommy Brandon. So it will be Kotarski in goal, Kizora, Ekong, Koulirakis and Suarez the back 4, Schwab and Singaris the 2 sitting midfielders. Zivkovic, who scored 2 goals at the weekends, Constantelis and Tyson the 3 in behind Tommy Brandon the striker. I won't go through the substitutes, Richard. Trust me, some of the names, I'll leave that to Paul Mitchell, our commentator, later on this evening. Their head coach, though, interestingly enough, Razvan Lukescu, in his second spell at the club, he is the most successful manager in the club's history. They've played over 200 games in Europe, so hugely experienced club. But I'm told that this is a new club with lots of new players in the last couple of years, and this would be a huge step for them if they were to reach the group stages. The officials tonight, all from Latvia. Andris Tremanis is the man in the middle. The video referee actually is from the Netherlands, Clay Ruperti, and a packed house expected here at Tynecastle, Richard.
Brian, thank you, and hopefully the same kind of atmosphere as we saw last week. What a night it was. Craig Levine is with us for the commentary alongside Alan Preston. They will be looking to recreate, I guess, Craig, what they did against Rosenborg.
Yeah, for sure. Last week was special. The atmosphere was brilliant, and of course the victory helped with that. Of course it did. So I'm looking forward to this game tonight. I think this is a step up in the level of opposition, though. I'm quite confident that this will be a tougher match. But I think the main aim is to go into the second leg with a chance, and that's, if you sneak a 1-0 victory or something like that, then I think that would be a great result.
What have you made of Hearts generally so far this season, Craig?
A little bit up and down, isn't it? It's not been a smooth start. But then again, they've got players who are new to the group and need to get bedded in. Again, that always takes time. So it's been okay, Richard, without being overly exciting.
Right, Craig, thank you. Much more from Craig and from Alan Preston and Paul Mitchell, who will be wrestling with those PAOK substitutes a little bit later in the evening. Let's hear from Frankie McAvoy giving his pre-match thoughts.
Well, Frankie, it was a fantastic night last Thursday. What is it going to take tonight to have a similar result?
I think what we need to do, we need to be at our best. We need to bring our A game tonight against a team that will be good, very good in transition. I think it's important that we use the ball well, we keep it. And we're aware of them breaking in transition, because that's probably a big strength that they've got. But we've picked a team which we think can go and hurt them.
Yeah, 4 changes from the weekend. Talk us through them and the reasons why you've made those changes.
I think what we do is we look at each game and its merits, and we pick the team that we think is going to give us the best opportunity and chance to win the game. I said we've got a really good squad that we are comfortable with. And then we've got to look at the opposition as well, bearing in mind we need to give them the respect that they're due, and we pick based in how we see that, how we think we can get a good balance to our setup, which we think we've got. We've got a threat in both wide areas, and we're comfortable with the 2 up top, and then behind that we've got 2 guys that can use the ball well, with Wikami attacking the box, so we're comfortable.
By all accounts, PAOK are a very good counter-attacking team. Is that what you expect from them?
Yes, definitely. They're very good in the counter. out of possession, they'll get into that 4-2-3-1 shape, sometimes 4-4-2, but they'll break with pace in the wide areas, and good some one-touched off when they play. When they win it, they just look to hit you really, really quickly. So it's important that we use the ball well, we get into good areas, try and get in behind them, and make sure that when we get into the final third, we can create some problems for them.
We know that they're very good at home. So how important is it to try and take a positive result to Greece next Thursday?
Yeah, massive. You know, our task, we're going to try and go and win the game tonight, but it will be a difficult one. Brian, we know, we've seen them, we know exactly what we face, and you're right, they're very good at home. But so we seem to be doing okay at the moment. We've got a great support behind us. Hopefully they realise tonight that it's a big ask as well compared to last week. I think the level's going up a wee part, and you'll probably see that in the game. But we're confident that we can take a positive result. And what we need to make sure, the least, is that we're still in the tie. I think it's the most important thing to give us a great opportunity of getting through into the group stages.
Fingers crossed. Good luck, Frankie.
Thank you very much.
Frankie McAvoy there. We've got full live commentary to come from Tynecastle. We will miss the first few minutes of it because obviously we're going to finish off the first of the commentaries in Gothenburg. Häcken against Aberdeen. It's 1-0 for the Swedes as things stand, but as soon as the game concludes in Sweden, we'll hand straight across to the commentary team at Tynecastle.
Let's go to Tynecastle for an update with Paul Mitchell.
Well, real drama here. 7 minutes on the clock, but we've not played for the last 90 because Hearts have had a penalty claim. The referee is currently down below looking at the VAR monitor. I have to say it's 3 for a penalty from the commentary position. It looked obvious on Vargas. The referee draws the box and points to the spot. Hearts have a penalty here at Tynecastle, and it's going to be the perfect start, or certainly the chance for the perfect start. The Greeks are around the Latvian referee. Hearts have a penalty. Come back to us, Thomas. They'll be taking it in about 20 seconds time.
Thanks, Paul. Let's go to Paul.
Lawrence Shankland, who's scored in the last 2 matches, looking to become the first Hearts player this century to score in 3 straight European games, faces Dominik Katarski. Hajduk Split had a penalty in the last round against PAOK and missed it. They struck the post. Here, Lawrence Shankland has the opportunity. He stands, the PAOK player standing outside the area. Shankland in the white boots, the all-maroon kit for Europe this season, stands. Is he the coolest man in Tynecastle? Shankland starts his run up. It's a little shuffle run. Steps it right footed into the corner. The goalkeeper went the wrong way, but it mattered not. Lawrence Shankland drills Hearts ahead inside 9 minutes in Tynecastle. Midlothian 1, PAOK 0. What a start for the men in maroon.
What a night for Scottish clubs in Europe. Aberdeen back from 2-0 down. Hearts leading at Tynecastle. We'll bring you full live commentary from there with Paul and the guys as soon as we're done here in Sweden. There's been another penalty at Tynecastle. Paul Mitchell.
And it's not good news for Hearts because it's gone for PAOK. Stefan Schwab, the man who conceded in one penalty area, has now got the chance to score at the other. Ziskovic taken down by Kai Rolls. The Austrian stands, hands on hips. 10 European goals in his time. Stands very calm up against Sander Clark, who slaps his gloves together, makes himself large. The little run up, the shot, and the goal, the equaliser. He missed in a previous round, but he doesn't miss there. 2 penalties in the opening 12 minutes at Tynecastle. Hearts 1, PAOK 1.
A fantastic second half comeback by Aberdeen. 2 apiece it is. Live coverage of the second leg next Thursday at Pittodrie. Considerable delay there, considerable stoppage time. Let's, without any further ado, hand you straight to Tynecastle. A couple of goals already, 1-1 between Hearts and PAOK, as we join our commentary team of Alan Preston, Craig Levine and Paul Mitchell.
Thank you, Richard. It has been an eventful start to this match here at Tynecastle. 2 penalties, one not initially given by the referee, but looked to stick on, and the other one, you have to say, he was up with play and he gave it as Rolls took down Schwab. So 1 apiece here at Tynecastle. Hearts were ahead for just 3 minutes. Lawrence Shankland owns 6 goals in European football for Hearts, just 1 behind Hearts all time, and that's John Robertson. Tyson picks up the black and white of PAOK coming down the left hand side as we watch them opposite the main stand. Out wide it goes. Konstantelius Greek international, a couple of caps. He's very useful, very lively. But Hearts get in the way, get things moving. Tried to find Boyce. Konstantelios picks up again and passes it out wide. It's Thomas Kizora, the full-back, back inside to William Akon. All the way across and right back to left. And it's picked up by Suarez, who's got a chance to come forward. They've had 3 different left-backs already this season. And the man that they would normally have played there is suspended. So Hearts have to defend. There's a long ball forward, up towards the edge of the area, just hooked high in there. Alex Cochran. Kavarakis steps in, gets the header, tries to find it onto Tayson. Vargas fights for it. Hearts bring it away. Atkinson, lovely ball down the right-hand side. Hearts midway inside their opponent's half. Shankland though hits it off Suarez and it breaks back onto Tayson. Tayson has got a bit of pace. The Brazilian go over halfway line. Nearly got his legs nibbled there, and that allowed him to overrun the ball. And Hearts gather back onto Rolls. Rolls back onto the goalkeeper, Xander Clark, up and over the halfway line it goes. Econ tries to bring it down, comes down onto Cammy Devlin, the hero last Thursday night. Vargas, first European start for Hearts, just inside his opponent's half, back on the inside, onto Devlin, Devlin to Cochran, one apiece here. Devlin picks up once more, turns, decides to play it back onto Frankie Kent. Kent, across it goes into the centre circle, and Hearts will gather. Cochran, Boyce, now it's played out wide. Kind of back inside from Barry Mackay. Hearts not finding any way through. They're being pushed deeper inside their own half. Rolls plays it forward. Boyce has dropped short. He's done well. Plays on to Cochran. He played it right across to Atkinson. It went backwards. Cochran calls for it again, but he's immediately marshalled by Schwab, the Austrian. And Rolls will play it forward on to Kingsley. Kingsley lays it back. Hearts have given the ball away. It's just good pressure from PAOK. Gathered up towards Brandon, and Hearts will gather through Kingsley. Gets it on to Kent. Brandon has spent more time on the turf than he has upright so far. Here's Vargas. Vargas coming down this right-hand side. 2 defenders in front of him. Tries to flick it across into Shankland. Shankland pulls it back to Devlin on the halfway line. Slow build-up by Hearts. Boyce steps it inside. Now it'll go out wide. Here's the opportunity for Barry Mackay to take on Kizora. Inside it comes towards Devlin. It's a poor ball, and Sangaris will emerge with it. Plays it out wide onto Brandon, and Kai Rolls has to go back and play it back on to Xander Clark. The man right to my right-hand side is Craig Levine. Craig, what you made of the opening 19 minutes?
Well, it's been quite an eventful start to the match with the 2 penalty kicks. I think they were both definitely penalties. And it's been a really exciting game. I think the tempo's been great.
Long high ball looking for Shankland in the area. Shankland tries to bring it down. Very, very strong work as William Akon. Alan Preston also alongside me. It's been a great tempo, Alan.
It's been very good, you know, and the referee getting the first penalty all wrong. It was a stone wall penalty, you could see it right away. Vargas running away from Schwab. And the second one, Rolls gets caught with a really poor header. Kent has to lunge into a tackle, but that time Rolls is up. Then he brings the player down. That also stone wall penalty, both put away with aplomb. Game on, Paul. They're a proper side. Really good side. I think they got the quarter-finals a couple of years back.
Yeah, I mean, they're a strong side. They dipped arguably towards the end of the season, which disappointed them, so they fell out from Europa placings, but they're going to be a real dangerous side in this competition. And the man I've been talking about all day to people, Andrija Zivkovic, is the man who earned the penalty. He got a couple of goals against Split. He's lightning in the area. He's got a great touch and turn, great experience as well, and he's already proved, the Serbian, 36 caps, to be a problem for Hearts. The ball is back with Xander Clark. PAOK have been in Europe every season since 2009. They are seasoned at this level, if not always as successful as they would like to be. Long by Clark down the left-hand side. The header comes back onto Brandon, who is offside. If there's a player that Cammy Devlin can noise up, it's Brandon, and he just knocked him over there to try and get the ball to move it on, but the referee wants a word with Cammy Devlin.
Well, I don't know what he was. I don't know what he was doing. I mean, I know he's competitive, but I mean, right in front of the referee, he's just barged into the back of Brandon. He's lucky to get away with it.
Craig, there's 70 minutes to go. What is he doing? Honestly, you just think, what's his thought process there? He's having a go. He's speaking to him again, the player. But you just think, what are you doing? You know, it's not as if they're chasing the game. It's 1-1. There's 70 minutes left, and you're barging into the back of him when the foul's already been given for offside.
They're just trying to noise him up. I mean, he is that kind of player. He's a little bit precious. His number 71.
Cammy Devlin's not the man you want winding anybody up. No.
Brandon once got himself sent off at half-time for words said to a referee, so little bit of history there. Hearts have a free kick just inside their own half. Going to be taken by Xander Clark. Hearts all in maroon, black and white stripes of PAOK. The header was won across, but there was nobody there. Sangaras will watch as Kovacic will bring it away. Kovacic tries to play it down the side. Atkinson steps inside. Nice play by PAOK. They're very tidy on the ball. Suarez plays it back onto Koularakis. Koularakis out wide it goes onto the full-back. He'll just touch it back inside to William Ekong. Spent 3 years at Watford. Played 68 times for them. One of the bigger signings for PAOK, who do tend to splash the cash. €1 million lured the Dutch Nigerian all the way to Greece. The ball is played back. The orange-shirted goalkeeper, Dominik Katarski. There's an error in him as well. He presented one to Hajduk Split, and he's just kicked the ball out there. Hajduk Split should have been ahead in the last round. The goalkeeper played it right to the edge of the area to forward. It took too long to get the chance away. Here Hearts did go ahead by 1-0. It PAOK back on level terms 3 minutes later. Both goals from the penalty spot midway inside the first half. Nathan Atkinson looks ahead, throws it up towards Boyce. Boyce gets the header inside, but Shanklin was right behind him. A little bit better communication.
I also think in a situation like that, Barry Mackay's got to come in and play like a centre forward. He's standing away on the other side of the pitch. I mean, it was a decent header by Boyce, and if Mackay had come in, the chance of picking up.
Zivkovic out wide, throws it back inside. Theocharis Sangaras from under 21 international, back to the halfway line. Ekong now Kazoya, down the side it goes. Brandon, where's 71? Gathers Spaniard, English father. Ball gets played back inside, and it's the dangerous Giannis Konstantelias plays it back onto Koularakis. Koularakis plays it out wide onto Tayson. Tayson round the corner. Suarez, the full-back, had made the run, but the pass was too heavy. All the way it goes behind. It's a goal kick to Hearts, and here are the thoughts of Craig Levein.
I thought Vargas was very lucky there, Alan. I don't know about you.
Yeah, he switched off, Craig. He didn't do his defensive duties, and that's the problem. Just looking at Hearts, with Mackay, with Vargas, with Shanklin and Boyce, there's not many defensive-minded players in there, and I think Hearts at the moment are getting outnumbered in the middle of the park.
Yeah, we spoke about it before the game, and there was always a chance of that. I mean, it's quite bold though, isn't it? I mean, there's been some good play so far from Hearts, and I mean, Boyce and Shanklin have won a lot of headers so far as well, so it's quite encouraging in some regards.
Vargas nearly intercepts and does break through to Atkinson. Atkinson though well challenged though. Sangaras gets the ball away. Konstantelios inside. There's here problems. Tayson tries to get the shot away, does so. Blocked by Kai Rose, comes out wide. Be picked up by Kidzroya. Kidzroya back inside it comes. Schwab, the Austrian, turns the ball back onto Ekong, and he'll play it just inside the Hearts half, out the wide to this right hand side. Suarez inside. Good pressure though by Cochrane, and then the ball's given away by Boyce, and that allowed Schwab to come back and play it back to his goalkeeper. When you get little chances like that, Alan Preston, you've got to get your foot on the ball and play the right pass. Yeah, PAOK are going to have the majority of the possession, Paul. We can see that. They're very comfortable all over the pitch. When Hearts have it, they've got to take their time, be brave on the ball, and make sure you find a maroon jersey if you can. They're going to have all, what you would imagine, 60% of the ball in the evening. So when Hearts have it, protect it if you can. All over the halfway line. Ekong gathers, plays it back inside. Kadzar. Down the side it goes, and the throw-in is won. It's well won by Zivkovic. And out of play it goes. Tomas Kadzora. It's the amount of times, Craig, that you see that when a team scores like Hearts did, the opposition got a goal straight away. It's so annoying.
Yeah, it's so annoying because it was unnecessary. Yeah. Kai Rose there wasn't any way he could win that ball. It just didn't make sense to go to ground like that in the penalty area. And you see his initial header, there's a little bit of presence on him, but it's a poor header in the park, and Kent has to go into attack off 50-50. Zivkovic sets up well. Schwab gets it back, pushes it forwards, and Sangaras watches. He'll gather out wide again. Zivkovic round the corner. Sangaras up at the edge of the Hearts area, pulls it back again for the Serbian. Comes across. Konstantelios gathers back to Schwab. Hearts pushing the men in the black and white all the way back to the halfway line, but they come again. Tayson drops the ball inside. Giannis Konstantelios just roams from left to right, picking up the ball, trying to make things happen. Feed out to Tayson one side,
Mikovic on the other. It's a lovely ball down to Suarez. Tries the shot blocked by the goalkeeper at the near post. And the ball
Offside.
Offside is given. The flag is up on that far side again. They'll play it out to see if anything happened. But the Latvian officials deciding it was offside on that occasion. We played 27 minutes, one apiece.
I think both teams have shown a bit of nerves so far, Alan. I mean, I know that the PAOK are a decent side, but I think they're vulnerable as well. They don't, for me, look as if they're quite as confident as it would make out. And I feel that the two strikers of Hearts, I think, have got the beating of their two centre backs, and that's always a good situation. Yeah,
it is. And that, Craig, what they have to do is, we watched it last night. Hibs are out the tie. Hearts need to stay in this tie. Walter Smith, God rest him. He got Rangers to a UEFA final, hardly winning a game at Ibrox. It was very difficult to beat at Ibrox. A lot of 0-0s, narrow 1-1 draws or whatever it was, and they got through round after round after round. Heart, you can't win the tie here. But like last night,
you can lose it, of course.
You lost it. Hibs lost it.
I didn't know that Hibs had lost last night.
I'm just shocked that Alan doesn't think Hibs are still in it. As the ball comes down onto Shanklin. Shanklin plays it down the side. You're listening to BBC Radio Scotland Sports Sound. Earlier on today, Aberdeen trailed by 2-0 against Hacken and level up at 2 apiece. Pittodrie next Thursday will be tasty. Ball out of play on that far side. Hearts just trying to press there, make it difficult for the Polish player, the right full-back, former Dynamo Kiev player Tomasz Kudzola, to get himself out there.
And you've got to, I'm sitting here last week, Craig, what on all the teams to do, but you've got to congratulate Aberdeen on what is a wonderful result over in Sweden.
Yeah, to go 2 behind and then come back to draw the match, and it sounded like they just about sneaked it at the end as well, so all credit to Barry and to Aberdeen.
Aberdeen get the ball on the back of the net with the offside flag ruled out. Would have been one of the great all-time comebacks from the Scottish side in Europe. As London tries to gather, headed away by Rose, down to Kingsley. Kingsley lifts it long. Econ will gather, heads it forward. Singaris will try and bring it down. He's under a little bit of pressure again by Devlin, and the referee decides that Singaris going to the turf at the hands of Devlin, or the body of Devlin was enough to give the free kick.
What do you think, Alan? How many more fouls is Devlin going to get away?
I think one at the most. I know one of my friends bets him every week to get booked.
Constantelius tries to gather.
It's not a daft idea.
It's not the worst bet in the world, as Econ plays it back across. Kalidarkis tries to gather down the side. Suarez, Tayson gets the touch, pushed away by Atkinson. Atkinson up towards Boyce, loses out though into Kalidarkis. And Kalidarkis, well, useful player, 16th appearance in European football. And they say PAOK have got the experience, been in Europe every year since 2009, so the players that still have plenty of European experience. Akon will deal with that as Hearts try and play it down the side. Unsurprisingly, just heads it out of play.
But nothing wrong with that, just a little knock down the line. The centre half's coming over, has to clear his lines, gets Hearts up the park.
I do think the centre backs are rattled. I think there he could have taken the ball in the chest and hooked it up the field. And he decided just to head out and play.
Yeah, Akon gave a penalty away against Sanchez Split. Look, very bad if you can run at him and just try and get him the other side. The problem is Zivkovic can do that to the Hearts defenders, as he's done already. Hearts play it out wide. Mackay up at the edge of the area is going to let fly. Good sliding challenge, Zivkovic, but it breaks out to Kingsley. Kingsley into the middle. Ekong sends the ball away outside the area. Hearts come again. Hearts coming from left to right. One apiece against PAOK. Kingsley tries to hold on. Kadzora was right beside him. Devlin into the area, the header! Shanklin, great save! Vargas for the chance, back to Shanklin. Boyce should score!
Oh, what a save that is! Or was that defender? Or the keeper?
Blocked by Suarez, I think.
Wow!
Boyce looked sharp to score from the edge of the 6-yard box. There was 3 efforts there for Hearts, but he just got the ball away, plenty of power, and I think Rafa Suarez got across there to turn it behind for the corner.
I'll let Alan's having a look at the pictures.
It's a great header initially. It's the keeper that saved that. What a save it was for the goalkeeper, Paul. That's a brilliant header for Shanklin. Great save.
Was it with his legs he saved the one from
Yeah,
Boyce?
his legs. He's diving and it seems to hit his legs and go out for a corner.
Incredible stuff. Hearts of a corner, the first of the match. It's taken short onto Mackay. Mackay up to the edge of the area. Vargas is there. Vargas runs at 3 defenders, tries to go on the outside, gets the break of the ball. Now he's coming, pulls it into the area. Devlin's there, chips it. No, he hits it straight against the defender. Back onto Mackay, into the area it goes. Good solid header away by Brandon. And then Cochrane tries the spectacular, and it goes spectacularly wide. It's one apiece, could have been oh so different.
That was a great spell, wasn't it, from Hearts? But great defending as well from PAOK, because there are 2 opportunities there that you would normally be, thinking that's a guaranteed goal with situation with Boyce and also with Shanklin. So, with all credit to the Greek team for the defending there. It was really gritty, and they were very brave.
Trying to play out of their own area at the moment, so they decide Ekong just plays it long. Kingsley wins the header, comes down to Mackay, stabs it in field, picked up nicely and turned back by Alex Cochrane, the only man to have played in the last 11 Hearts European games, all of them since the return to European football. He's out of play on that far side. Hearts 1, PAOK 1. Shanklin and Boyce Allen both thought they'd scored.
Yeah, it's a great header from Shanklin. You've got to say it's a wonderful first save, and then the second one's even better. He's going one way and it seems to hit his legs and go out for a corner. Boyce will be gutted he didn't score there, but it's great to see them 2 back as a pair as well. Boyce been out a long period of time. It looks very, very good.
Yeah, Liam Boyce played against Zurich and then missed all the group matches, played against Rosenborg in both. It's 1 apiece here, Aberdeen 2 apiece in Sweden. What result? They were 2-0 down. Now Hearts get away through Frankie Kent onto Vargas. Vargas inside, but it's picked up by Suarez. Suarez tries to gather. Tayson has it. Now Boyce will gather again. And Boyce concedes the free kick. Looks soft, but the Latvian referee, 5-6 yards away, decides that was a free kick. It's going to be 40 yards from goal, but Hearts will still have to defend it properly.
No, I don't think it was a free kick. I think Boyce just goes up and wins the ball. I don't know if he's caught him or not. Not so sure. It's a free kick, as you said, Paul. 40 yards for goal. There we go.
Now Boyce and Schwab are getting into it. Liam Boyce wandering away. Schwab will be called over as well, the skipper. And a little pat on the back there by Zivkovic. And the referee will indicate that he wants none of it from either player. The Latvian referee, fairly experienced on the FIFA list since 2011. Should know what he's doing by now. Does have Champions League experience, which perhaps makes it all the more mystifying that he missed giving the penalty for Hearts, which looked like a Stonewall penalty.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, straight away, thought penalty kick. The only doubt was it possible outside the box, but no. And Vargas was running away from him, tearing away from him there when he goes down in the box.
Adara Zivkovic gets ready. Tayson is there as well. The referee has drawn the line. Hearts stand slightly to the right of it. Ekong is up from the back. This is his first taste of European football this season. Ever present in the 4 matches coming into this one. Tayson stops. Played into the area. And it's Hearts almost knock it behind. Cochrane almost played that up off his own arm. He goes behind for a corner. That was not Alex Cochrane's finest moment.
No, I think he was just trying to clear it, wasn't he? And put it behind for a corner. And it looked as if the ball had sort of jumped up and nearly caught him in the hand. I don't think it did, but it nearly did.
Zivkovic
goes across to take the corner. He's had a problem with his right wrist and his right hand, so he wears a black
There we go again.
glove.
Middle of the goal. I think it's Cochrane this time. With Ekong in there.
Ekong's a big unit, but Cochrane will have to face him up.
And this is the problem. Hearts are not great, and they haven't been great for a number of years at set plays.
No Halkett for Hearts. Corner, dummy to take it short. It's played in. Boyce misses it, and then there's pushing going on.
And there was a block, Paul.
Yeah.
There was a block in there, just to try. What they want to do is play it to the edge of the box. It was certainly one off the training ground. There's a block at the front post, and allowing the player to come round and try and get a side foot shot away from the penalty spot.
For me, the referee just needs to wait a second. Hearts have a chance to break there.
Yeah.
Instead of pulling it back and going back into the penalty box for a free kick, I would much have preferred to attack from where Devlin was.
Yeah, Hearts were on the break, but it wasn't to be. Xander Clark sends it long. Schwab with a header, comes down. Devlin picks up Boyce back round the corner. On to Devlin. Vargas made the run. Vargas goes out wide. Devlin wanted to play slightly more down the channel. Vargas knocks it off Suarez, and it's going to be a throw into Hearts.
I think that's got to come in the box. So I think when you've got Boyce and Shankland in the box, you've got to put the ball in.
Vargas tries to spin to get in the area, breaks back onto Cochrane. Cochrane gets it out onto Kingsley. Kingsley, ball into the middle. Shankland can't get there. It breaks outside the area. It's going to be picked up by Devlin. Devlin back to the edge of the area. Atkinson tries to send it back to Devlin. It's to Scamper. Can't keep it in. Ball run out of play. It's going to be a goal kick. But again, same applies, Alan. Just what Craig was saying. Going to get the ball in the area.
Yeah, Devlin's got the chance to do it, doesn't do it, but he sets it back lovely for Atkinson just to clip it in first time, and he takes a touch, and a heavy touch at that. You know, and the chance is gone.
Those two strikers are the best that Hearts have had for a long, long time at one-touch finishes. If you put that ball in the penalty box, they'll score. That's been proven time and time again, and it really infuriates me when the ball gets in the wide area and somebody tries to do something clever rather than just put the ball in the box.
And the thing is, Craig, the strikers have made their runs, and then when it's moved again, they'll have to adjust.
Kai Rolls watches the ball go over his head. Brandon chases it. It's Kent who'll play it back on to Clark. It's going to take a bounce, come inside 6-yard box. Clark swings his leg at it, gets it high in the air. Taysom tries to gather. It's headed by Atkinson. Atkinson out wide. Vargas was pushed over.
You can see Kent and Cochrane are speaking to Clark. He nearly ran into the post there as he was kicking.
He did. He didn't realise where he was on the field, and he's actually clipped the post with his heel.
Lucky boy.
Yeah, that's the first. I don't think I've seen a goalkeeper do that before.
He's lucky it didn't go down.
Yeah. Would the referee have given a penalty? That's the question. We've had 2 penalties already this evening, both Stonewall. Shankland for Hearts, Schwab for PAOK. PAOK get the header away. Econ on that far side. Mackay just lets it run out of play. Hearts with a throw, level with the penalty area. In this Europa Conference playoff here under the lights at Tynecastle. 38 minutes gone, 1 apiece, and Hearts have gone all the way back from the edge of the area into their own half, but it's launched long. They give a Shankland, falls over his shoulder, kills it beautifully, now tries to gather. Vargas calling for it. Vargas, Boyce had made a great run and he didn't play him. Vargas outside the area, lays it off onto Atkinson. Atkinson wears 13 for Hearts, pulls the ball back onto Cochrane. Cochrane touch on the left foot, he's going to try and send it long out onto that far side, taken down on the chest by Mackay, but out of play by Mackay, and Tomas Cazorla will get the throw.
Again, chances to put it in the box. Just play it in. You know, it might come off a defender, it might break to a Hearts player. Play the ball in the box. Craig's right. With Shankland and Boyce, brilliant in there. What a touch from Shankland out there.
Oh, incredible. But the thing is, I wasn't surprised. You know, he's improved that much over the last 3 or 4 years. I mean, his touch is sublime, it really is.
Hearts will want to make sure the transfer window closes and he's still here. 6 minutes to half time, 1 apiece. Ball out onto the halfway line. Vargas bounce up. He's being held with 2 hands round his chest. The referee is looking right at him, and the referee gives the throw. Well, you've got to be physical in the game, there's no doubt, but the referee should be picking up stuff like that. It's just 2 arms round him. The ball gets played out onto that far side, onto Barry Mackay. Mackay drops the ball back onto Kai Rose. Missed 6 European games for Hearts last season, playing European match number 5. Inside it goes onto Atkinson. He's going to run into trouble, and it's Zivkovic. Zivkovic plays it out wide onto Tayson up at the edge of the area. Tayson gathers, waits, clips it across. Hearts get the little block to the edge of the area. Boyce is there. Boyce pulls it back. Xander Clark has to thump it away. It wasn't a pass back. He wasn't taking a chance. It's gone over Ekom's head. Now knocked out in the air. Kuleriakis battling for it. Hearts in the centre circle. Devlin brings it down, tries to get it to Shankland. Should have come wide to Vargas. Easy to save from up here. Now Brandon gathers, centre circle. Nice play. Konstantelius gathers, lays it off to Schwab. Schwab's got a lovely touch on, tries to get round. That's number 19, Alex Cochrane. Former Brighton man forces him back, and Ecom will gather. Now it comes out wide. Former Vitória Guimarães player, Rafael Soares, 28-year-old Portuguese defender, picks up, lays the ball on the inside. It's going to be gathered against centre circle. Just took his eye off at that time, Konstantelius. And Hearts will gather, played out wide. Here's a chance for Hearts to get going. Mackay plays it round, looking for Boyce. There was no communication between the two. Shankland was looking for the pass in the middle. Boyce had made the dummy run to the left. The ball went to left. The goalkeeper gathers. It remains 1-1.
I think either choice was correct, but the pass had to be right.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, I think he could have played Boyd, he could have played Boyce, he could have played Shanklin, but he just overhit it.
Yeah,
he did a wee bit more care with his
He
passing.
plays it too straight as well, Craig. Boyce had made the run from in to out. And you know what? I think Ekong's the one to get at. Boyce has already beaten him in there a few times. He's petrified of Shanklin. And he should have driven right at him, right down his throat.
It'll be interesting to see if they do try and exploit that. 6'3", born in the Netherlands, was a Dutch under-20 international before switching to the country of his parents' birth, Nigeria. He was a long-standing international player with 64 caps. A free kick given away by Cammy Devlin on that far side.
I'll tell you, it's a quick 42 minutes.
Just flown by, isn't it?
I'll tell you what I think's interesting, Alan. Barry Mackay's kind of just playing on the periphery of games at the moment. I haven't seen him really going at people and creating what he used to do. I don't know what's happened to him, but he just seems to be a shadow of what he was 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, I think he's still trying to get back, especially this year. Had an ankle problem, so he was didn't do a lot of pre-season. So I just think he's trying to get his way back into things.
Rafa Suarez tries to get the ball into the area. It's blocked away by Frankie Kent. Frankie Kent knocks the ball out of play, and it is going to be a throw-in. And that throw will come from Suarez, just on this left-hand side, close to the corner flag. Thrown in nicely. Constantelius tries to gather, runs the ball out of play. It's going to be a throw-in to Hearts. And Hearts will get that. Hearts' 91st European match. They've now conceded in their last 11 home European games. The last clean sheet came against Dinamo Zagreb back in 2009. It was the night one of the floodlights went on fire here at Tynecastle. A few hours before the game. All is well now, and Hearts will win a free kick.
I didn't know about the floodlights going fire. That's a new one to look at.
Mr. Romanoff in charge of these players.
No. I was going to say, the other thing I was looking at, there's a Lithuanian managing in the Greek Super League, but rather unusually has nothing to do with Vladimir Romanov, and he wasn't one of the ones that was at Hearts.
Was he one of the 37 signings they done on one deadline night?
What a pace here. Hearts and PAOK. Ball played up to the edge of the area. Good solid header away by Schwab. Breaks down though. Hearts will gather through Devlin. Devlin pushed away. Tayson tried to gather. Good tracking back by Devlin. Just Rob Constantelius, and Hearts will try and gather. Kingsley onto Mackay. Mackay flying down the side. Into the area he goes. Still going. Tries to turn. Well, it's one or two shouts, but I'm not sure what for. The ball then hits the referee, and he'll have to bring the ball all the way back as the ball came off the ref. And well,
that's a brilliant side of Cammy Devlin. You'll have to see winning the ball back. Really good pass, setting Hearts away. Mackay's a bit unlucky. He just tries to pin away in the box. Doesn't come off for him, but good play by Cammy Devlin.
It's been a kind of frantic match, isn't it? Nobody's really taken any control of it, and I think that suited Hearts actually. They've been brave in playing 4 attacking players with the 2 sitters in Devlin and Cochrane, and it's worked quite well for them. We spoke beforehand about not being sure about that, Alan.
Yeah, but
to be fair, it's worked quite well.
Current manager of PAOK is Razvan Lukescu, 54-year-old from Bucharest. He posted his career with the various Bucharest clubs. And several foreign managers in the Greek Super League. Valdas Tambriskis from Latvia, the Lithuania I mentioned. Chris Coleman is out there at the moment as well. Transfers now long. Ball on the angle. Kalarakis on that far side. 4 additional minutes will be played here. Mackay goes down inside his own half. It's going to be a free kick. The referee just does a little word. But again, Hearts were moving away forward, but the referee decided the free kick was the easier option. So PAOK got here by beating Beitar Jerusalem and then Hajduk Split, but both the first legs were 0-0. Beitar Jerusalem was at home. They then won 4-1 away from home, and then 0-0 at Hajduk Split, and they won 3-0 in the return leg. 2 of them, Andrea Zivkovic, the goal scorer with 2 of them, and he got the penalty tonight. Clark sends it long up to the edge of the angle of the area, takes a bounce. Suarez tries to attack it. Vargas gets inside him. Vargas tries to get the touch, goes for the byline, picks it across, knocked out of play, throw into Hearts, trying to get something just before the break here at Tynecastle. Hearts starting out with Clark in goal, Atkinson, Kent, Rowles and Kingsley, Devlin and Cochrane, Vargas, Boyce and Mackay, Shanklin up front. Shanklin gets the little head flick on, but it's easily cleared by Schwab. Out it comes. and taken down by Cochrane. Cochrane tries to gather. Devlin goes in there to win it again. Terrier-like, snaps away, then goes down. He's got the ball between his legs. It's eased away, and then Constantelias did well, and then the sliding tackle coming back by Atkinson still falls the way of Brandon. Brandon with a little nutmeg, inside it comes. Constantelias inside. Chingares tries to return it back onto Brandon. Danger here for Hearts, and the referee is going to give the free kick. Well, they allowed play to continue. Cammy Devlin standing in front of him saying, what about the free kick? We should have had ref. That method has never been known to be successful. Free kick to PAOK.
Yeah, I think Boyce just catches him on his follow through, and the referee, has a look, no advantage played. Free kick to PAOK, 25 yards out, left hand side. Good opportunity here.
Zivkovic scored against Split with a free kick. It had to be said, the wall of Hajduk Split did exactly what it said on the tin. It split, and it was one of the easiest goals. Goalkeeper was none too pleased, I can tell you.
They never are anyway.
No, never are. But so Xander Clark, we're hoping that this ball can certainly be a little bit more cohesive. Standing over it, Schwab and Tyson. Well, how experienced is Tyson, the 35-year-old Brazilian? 110 appearances now in European competition, 18 goals, none of them have come for PAOK. Stefan Schwab stands there as well. Tyson starts the run-up, he does get the strike, Hearts wall holds, and the ball bounces away.
I always think that's a myth. If you're a Brazilian, you have to take the free kick. Is that the game? Is that how it goes?
It's the rules. It's the rules. Well, there's been some goal scoring. Scored 11 times in 80 for Shakhtar Donetsk.
I've got to say, still, when you're talking about free kicks, Brazilian, Roberto Carlos is against France, will never be repeated.
Yeah, just tremendous. There are just some moments that are enshrined in footballing history. That is one. One apiece here. Stoppage time at Tynecastle. Earlier on, Hacken 2, Aberdeen 2. Aberdeen were 2 down. Majowski and Devlin. Devlin's first goal for Aberdeen. Now, the black and white, the double-headed eagle is the nickname for PAOK. They come forward, the ball's run out of play. Hearts want another ball, I think. Kent is yelling at Clark. I'm not sure what's happened to the... Well, there is a ball, so I'm not really sure what Kent was trying to motion there. Ball gets thrown in down the line. Boyce gets the head flick on towards Shanklin. Shanklin gets the touch. Kyriakis runs across him. That allows Ekholm to play the ball back onto Katarski. Katarski, a couple of magnificent saves in the first half to keep Hearts at bay. And the ball gets played up on the angle. Half-time whistle goes. What a 45 or 49 minutes as it turns out on the clock. It has been in this Europa Conference playoff at Tynecastle. Lawrence Shanklin moves second all-time in the Hearts goal-scoring list in European competition, scoring for the third straight European match. After 9 minutes from the penalty spot, the Hearts conceded a penalty 3 minutes later, and stepping up to score, Stefan Schwab with his second goal of this European campaign. Some night at Tynecastle, another 45 minutes still to come. Half-time, Hearts 1, PAOK 1.
Yeah, rightly, absolutely delighted with the outcome. Maybe forgetting that Hacken actually did create quite a few chances early in the match when he said we should have come away with a win. I think perhaps being a little bit greedy under those circumstances, Willie, but he's got to be rightly delighted with his side.
Yeah, I think that's what happens when you're watching a game and you're getting caught up in it and you finish it so strongly. The best part of the game for Aberdeen, no doubt in my mind, was probably the last 25 minutes of the game where they totally dominated. It was a very good second half. And I agree with him, he's got wingers playing as wing backs, but I'll tell you what, it showed for the first half and into the second half as well that they had wingers playing as wing backs. I think when the changes were made and you get players into positions that they're more comfortable with, Angus MacDonald comes on, that allows Devlin to go out into a position that he's more comfortable in, and gets forward and gets a goal as well. McGarry comes on too on the other side, and then it looks more solid, doesn't it? It looks as though they can defend that area better with Rubezic, McDonald, and even Jack McKenzie, who I thought did well, and a little bit very unfortunate, I felt, for the penalty. He maybe needed to be a little bit braver and just get his head on it, kind of turned his back a little bit.
But I think hugely optimistic for the season ahead. If Alan Preston's listening, he might not be happy to hear that. But with the changes that they made in the squad, Jamie McGrath coming on as well, that midfield will be quite something else. Because I thought Shinnie was a huge personality out there, a huge influence in the game. And when you've got Leighton Clarkson as well, the quality that he's got, the passing that he can see and produce. And of course you've got Majowski up front. He's an intelligent player, he's a class act, his goal was absolutely sensational, and once Duke gets up to speed, then that again is going to be a very potent front two. Great character to come back from that game. I'm with you, Richard. I don't think you could say that Aberdeen deserved to win it. They didn't deserve to lose it. I think a draw was about the right result. 2-2, it could have been 5-5 at the end of the day, but it was an exciting game of football, front foot football, and if Barry Robson's going to produce that for this season, then bring it on, I would say, and I think most Aberdeen fans would certainly agree with me.
It will be interesting to see what he does now that he's brought the new players in, and you've actually got players who could be slotted into what are their more natural positions.
Yes.
So we'll see if that does. I mean, what we can be guaranteed, I think, is it'll be noisy, atmospheric and exciting at Pittodrie next Thursday, just as it's been at Tynecastle so far tonight.
It will be, and I don't know how many yellow cards Barry will get this season, but I can predict that won't be the last one. That he is, quite an excitable manager on the touchline. But yeah, I mean, looking forward to next Thursday. It'll be a packed house. There'll be, the fans will be anticipating a victory. I think I'm anticipating a victory. I thought Hacken were good, but I don't think they're going to be that good to withstand Aberdeen at home. With a packed house, with the quality that they've now got in as well. And if Aberdeen can produce any kind of a form close to what they're capable of, then I would expect them to go through. I think having shown the character to come back for the 2 goals down, to get that draw, then I'm with Barry. I think they'll kick on. I think they'll take Hacken next Thursday. It won't be easy. I'm not suggesting it's going to be easy, but I think there's enough there to make me feel optimistic that it'll be the Europa League that they go into. They'll be able to take Hacken next Thursday, and I think the season's looking very positive indeed.
Okay, Willie, thank you very much indeed. Looking forward to seeing Willie, of course, next Thursday for that return leg. 2-2 is a positive result for Aberdeen. Hearts looking for a positive result against PAOK. They get off to a flyer with that Lawrence Shanklin penalty. What a season he's having already, but Schwab within 3 minutes also from the spot levelled things up for PAOK. Alan, what have you made of what has sounded, and watch the pictures in BBC Scotland as well? It's been a pretty breathtaking first 45.
It's been excellent, Richard, really good. Hearts got off to a great start with a penalty, which I can't believe the referee didn't give in the first place. It was a stone waller, but you've seen it yourself.
Yeah.
He brings him down. Vargas runs away from him, from Schwab, and he just brings him down in the box. And then Hearts switch off. I think it's a really poor header. You need to see it again from Rose. Plays it in the park, and then Kent has to dive into one. And by that time, Rose is up, but he's on his heels, and the player running on up to speed. And that also is a stonewall penalty. Both put away easily. It's been a really good game. Hearts have had chances. PAOK not so many, but Shankland had a brilliant header, well saved by the keeper on the rebound. How the keeper's got to, I think he's lucky because he dives one way and he seems to catch his legs and go the other way. But it's been breathtaking, as you said. It went really quickly. 49 minutes in that first half. The atmosphere, I've got to say, from the Hearts fans has been terrific. Throughout the opening 49 minutes, they've been right behind the team. PAOK are a class side, Richard, really good on the ball, good individuals as well. Big, strong, powerful team, but at the moment, Hearts are standing up to it and creating a lot of chances for themselves.
Yeah, they are. Alan, just to clarify, the boys' effort, it was actually the defender who did get across.
Was
and
it?
He's got a deflection on it rather than it coming off the keeper's foot. Assuming that was the one after the Shanklin header that was saved.
Yeah.
It was the defender that came off. But yeah, they've been really good. They've been causing problems. I think we've seen enough from PAOK, Craig, to make it quite clear that there is a bit of quality, there is a bit of class in that team as well.
Yeah, I do think I sense some fragility in there as well. Certainly in the two centre-back positions, I think Boyce, Shanklin have got them worried. I think it's really interesting. For me, the support have been fantastic in the first half, and for me the reason that's very simple. I mean, the way that Hearts have approached the match, the energy they've played with, the aggression that they've played with, playing forward on a regular basis. And I mean, the team itself, you know, you've got Cochrane in the central midfield spot alongside Cammy Devlin, and you know, Cochrane's a left-sided player. He's played left centre back, he's played left wing back. And I've never seen him play in a central role before, but he's done very well. And what it has allowed is to put 4 attacking players in the front line. And all credit to Frankie and you know, and Stephen, if that's the right thing to say.
Not in Europe. Stephen Naismith must not be mentioned in European competition.
Okay, I'll take that back. So I think they'll be really happy with how the team's done so far, and I've really enjoyed it. I mean, there hasn't been normally in these games, and I think PAOK are a decent side. Richard, you mentioned that at the start of the question, but they haven't had control of the game at any point. You know, so which is, for me, a team of that quality, that's quite unusual. Usually there'd be a period where Hearts are forced to sit off it and let them have the ball for a period, but that's not been the case. So that's what's made the game quite exciting. There's been loads of turnovers, and both teams have played really aggressively. So yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Do you think the Hearts have benefited, Craig, from... I know everybody was saying that PAOK will be a step up in class from Rosenborg, but Rosenborg is still a decent outfit. The fact that they have accounted for them in the previous round, do you think that's helped Hearts going into this one?
I think it's given them confidence, and you always need that, particularly with players who don't have an awful lot of European experience. So, and also I think the games last season against Fiorentina and Basak Shahir, they were really, really tough matches. I don't think this side are as good as either of those teams, and I think that Hearts are playing with less fear, and they played with less fear last week, and I see it again today as well. So yeah, the players are becoming more confident in the European environment, and I think just that comes with just going back again and again and again.
You can hear the atmosphere building again in the background, and that is because the players are re-emerging after their half-time break. But already we've got you live commentary this evening as Hacken and Aberdeen drew 2-2. The Dons coming from 2-0 down into the final 20 minutes to secure what could be a priceless draw in that one, as they look to make it to the group stages of the Europa League. It's the group stages of the Europa Conference that Hearts are eyeing up. So far, so good in terms of the Hearts' performance. Can they get a goal or two in the second half to take that lead to Greece for the second leg? 1-1 at half-time. Full live second half commentary, Sports Sound and BBC Radio Scotland with Alan Preston, Craig Levein and Paul Mitchell.
Thank you, Richard. Hearts have won the last 2 home matches in Europe against Riga and Rosenborg. The last time they won 3 straight, you have to go back to 2000 to 2003, IBV Stuttgart and Saloniki. For the visitors, PAOK, well, their best run in Europe was equalled in season 21-22. Alan mentioned at the Conference League quarter-finals, they lost to Marseille. That was their best run since 73-74 when they reached the quarter-finals of the then Cup Winners' Cup. Hearts are out. PAOK have yet to join us. Well, PAOK are a little bit light on the bench tonight in terms of who they would like. Rahman is suspended. Samata didn't travel. He's injured. Ozduev, the Russian, that they made quite a fuss about yesterday in the presser that he wasn't allowed into the country. Well, just to put it into context, he's come off the bench in 2 of the 4 European ties, so it wasn't like he'd started all 4. So, and they've of course lost Douglas Augusta, got sent off against Midhart Jerusalem earlier on in the campaign, but he's gone to Nantes for £4 million. So some rich pickings to be had in this PAOK team. The referee has joined us, Anders Jemenius from Latvia. And there's a look around, I don't see any changes, so Hearts will be Clark in goal, Atkinson, Kent, Wells, Kingsley, Devlin and Cochrane, Vargas, Boyce, Mackay and Shanklin. They were underway at the start of the second half. Hearts in all maroon for Europe this season, up against the double-headed eagle of PAOK from Thessalonica. They're in the black and white stripes, white shorts, white socks, and they're attacking the goal to our right-hand side. They're going to get a chance. Singaris sends it back inside, immediately takes the touch Constantelios, but it was shot, was blocked. Suarez on that far side. Tayson gets a little touchdown. Devlin goes in and wins a free kick. The referee decides to play on as it comes down to Vargas, and then on to Shanklin. Shanklin's going to switch the pass, trying to find Barry Mackay. Goes over his head. Mackay can't get there. The ball runs out of play. Points for trying. The idea was right, Craig.
That was a wonderful pass from Shankland on his left side. He spotted her on the Mackay just down this near side here. Mackay just couldn't quite get there, just outside his reach.
You'd love to see Mackay one-on-one with the fullback, Craig. You know, really get at him if he can. He's not really had that opportunity so far.
Yeah, Ravi Rahman, the former Chelsea player, had started every game, but he picked up 3 cards in 4, so he sits out tonight. And at the weekend, it was Verana, the Portuguese, that played at fullback, so that Suarez is fit enough to play. Hearts of it through Kai Rolls, over the halfway line, onto Liam Boyce, brought it down well, but then ran into trouble. Gazzola, it was an easy one. Now it's played forward, good header, won by Frankie Kent, back on to Boyce. Boyce and Gallus comes in, pushes him down.
Clever play.
Knew what was coming.
Brilliant. Honestly, you could see the player coming into him, and he just manoeuvres his body into the way. And
the thing is as well, he actually waits for the contact. It's not like he's thrown himself to the ground where the referee might not give him the free kick. He actually waits for the contact before he goes down, right in front of the referee. He's such a clever player, Boyce.
William Boyce, 35 goals and 90 appearances, still waiting on his first European goal. Will that come tonight? One apiece here. 10 yards inside the PAOK half. Hearts through Cochrane. Out to the far side of the area, a little head back in towards Devlin. Then the snapshot breaks off. Kingsley had the chance, he'd stayed out wide. Devlin actually saw the ball cleared, and Kingsley had stayed on that far side, whipped the shot across, wide in the end. It remains 1-1.
Alan's away over to have a look at the TV screens, screens, I should say.
Smallest screen in the world, honestly. That was quite far away in the end. It was a decent enough effort. No, difficult to control.
Sets the tone though.
It does, it was very good play.
Constantelios comes forward, drops inside Sangaras, former under-21 player, out wide it comes. Here's the opportunity to step inside, he's the danger man, been talking about him. Andrea Zikovic, and again just steps inside. Watch the game at the weekend when they beat Asterios Tripolis by 3-0. They left him alone on the edge of the area. Well, if you're going to do that, I'll just score then. He's good, he just gets himself into little positions. Here comes Xander Clark. Clark sends it long, Shanklin batting with Econ. Gets taken down, the referee uninterested, the ball runs all the way through. Well, Lauren Shanklin gets himself back up, doesn't even glance at the referee. Koulirakis gathers, just 19 years old, came through the youth ranks at PAOK. Finally thought of. And now to Theoshara Sangaras. Out wide, Gedzora. So here's Katarski in goal. Gedzora, Econ, Koulirakis, Suarez, Schwab and Sangaras are the sitting players. Zivkovic, Constantelias, Tayson and Brandon, who's 71, is up front. Now he's on the ball, tries to play it through. It's quite hard hit though to Constantelias, but he did well. Now plays out wide to Tayson, into the middle it goes. There is Zivkovic once more. Zivkovic just heads the ball across, and Hearts managed to get the ball away up towards the halfway line. Picked up again by PAOK, but headed out of play. And a chance for Hearts just to steady things down and get the throw in. One apiece here at Tynecastle. Hearts haven't drawn at home in Europe since August '96. One apiece against Red Star Belgrade. In the last 21 years since 2000, they've won 10, lost 11. I'd like to even that one up tonight. Ball is thrown down the side. Econ has it, plays it out wide, simple ball down the side. Suarez, but he knocks it out of play, and Hearts have gained some ground. They will have a throw. Hearts have got nobody moving though. And the referee just asking that the ball gets taken back a little bit. The Hearts fans unhappy. So too is.
I think the ball went out of play, much closer to the linesman.
Yeah, and it's been sent all the way across. Atkinson took it. Cochrane plays it forward. It's a strange header by the fullback. Shanklin tries to gather at the edge of the area, and Koulirakis lashes it long. Frankie Kent comes across and says, I'll take that. Tanzer plays it to the man in yellow, Xander Clark, 14th goalkeeper to represent Hearts in European football. Takes a touch and moves it out towards the penalty spot. It's one apiece here.
Alan, I think Kent's had a better evening than...
Well, yeah.
than last
You could say that.
Ball comes down onto Boyce, but handball against Shanklin. Boyce gets the shot away from 30 yards out. Akers goes down. It's a yellow card as well.
Very theatrical from the PAOK player. We'll have to have a look at that one.
Well, he's thrashing himself about on the ground. He's waving on the physio, which, to be fair, is the referee's job. The referee is being surrounded by these double-headed Eagle players. Sangaris has just got himself a yellow card. They're trying to get him on, but he's got himself back up, the defender. He's now moved across to speak. He's going to collapse onto the turf again. The referee's still got players around him, but the first yellow cards of the evening.
Listen, as you do as a striker, you back in, you put your arms up to protect yourself, and he's ran into it. He has got blood on his face, but it's not as if he's turned round and struck him in the face.
Their players are trying to get the referee to go to have a look.
To looking for VAR. Yeah. He's having none of it, to be fair to him. And he's currently sitting down, Konstantinos Koulirakis, and the referee will just go and check on him.
A little bit aggro on the bench as well, I think.
Well, but Stephen Naismith can't be aggro with anybody, surely not. that would never be allowed to happen. But yeah, there's some crosswords continuing. Razvan Lukescu, Mackie McAvoy, Stephen Naismith and co.
That's wild the crowd up again.
Well, it just gets the crowd moving once more. Hearts now have scored 30 goals the last 21 home European ties. The 3 against Rosenborg were the best since 4 against the wonderfully named Info Tallinn back in 2016. So time ticking away. There's no great hurry. All this time will be added back on again. I think there are some running repairs being required for the Greek. Still, the referee gets a little bit of grief. You can see one or two of the coaches just trying to push players away and just say, look, get away from the ref, it's not going to work. Now they're going to have to take the player off as well.
The benches are having a go again.
Yeah, I'm just trying to glance over there as well. Just nice and calm. I can't remember, apart from an Edinburgh derby a couple of months ago where there was a bit of
by the way, I've got to say, Claire Cowan was magnificent that day.
And she's still in the tunnel.
She was brilliant.
She's still there waiting for it to kick off just in case. So we will get back underway with PAOK. They've won 3 titles in their time, the last in 2018-19. They did the League and Cup double that year in a country where AEK, Panathinaikos, Olympiakos tend to dominate. That was PAOK's season. And Dominic Kotarski, former Croatian under-21 international player, comes forward and gets ready to launch this long. Koulirakis wants to come back on, and he sprints back on as the ball goes down the side. Simple header out of play, and Hearts will get the throw on that far side.
Alan, what's your thoughts? Would a 1-1 draw at the end of this match be a good enough result?
Yeah, I think it would be, Craig. I think it's a good result. You know, when you look at the riches that they've had to spend, and we've seen it last night, doesn't always give you success, but they're a good side. They're an experienced side, as Paul touched on. I think they've been in Europe every year since 2009. So, they've got a lot more experience as a club in Europe. So I think it would be a decent result. 2-1 would be brilliant, but you know what? 1-1 going over there is not bad.
Ekong sends it long, rolls, gets the header on, drops onto Cochrane. He's going to give the ball away though. Sangaris will gather, plays it out wide. Here's an opportunity to come down the middle. Just going to ground too easily was Konstantelias, played in by Zivkovic. And now Hearts will try and gather. Boyce tried to play that off Ekong, but doesn't get the decision. And the throw will come to Andrea Zivkovic. The referee just asking to come back a little bit. Zivkovic, part of the Serbian World Cup back in 2018 and in 2022 when she played in 3 group games. Koulirakis is back up, plays it out wide. Tyson going for the byline, into the middle it goes. Danger here for Hearts. Gets another clumsy challenge by Kent. The ball is not cleared, it's not back. Tyson gets the shot, saved by the feet of Clark. Now the header comes back in. There's a push is going to be given. It was all going on, it's all going to kick off again. Sangaris has to come in there. He's yelling at somebody. Kent's moving the players away, and the referee is in there at the edge of the box. It's just another calm European evening at Tynecastle.
It's turned a little bit nasty all of a sudden, isn't it?
Yes. Hearts had to be very smart there, and somebody's going to get booked. It's Frankie McAvoy. It's being booked, I can't tell from that distance way on that far side. In fact, it was Gordon Forrest, the first team coach, who gets the yellow cards. Just something about referees booking backroom staff. Just go and speak to them, warn them. I don't think we need the theatrics of the cards. Barry Robson was booked earlier on tonight in Hacken for Aberdeen in that 2-2 draw. Constantinos comes on again, but Hearts will snap away and gather. Cammy Devlin won the ball unfairly, according to the referee. The referee was wrong, according to around about 17,000 Hearts fans who thought Cammy Devlin does that every day of the week. Devlin had up to his head, scratching his head, couldn't quite believe that one.
I thought he'd nicked the ball, but the referees pulled him back for it.
One apiece, Hearts and PAOK.
They've started to play a bit at the start of the second half.
Suarez coming down the side, well tracked back by Vargas. Vargas turns, spins, heads the ball forward. Knocked away Koulirakis on that far side. Easily picked up Taysom. And back inside his own half. Hearts one apiece. They took the lead, pegged back. Both penalties, 1 and 9, 1 and 12. Lead inside, Cazorla, Polish international player. Koulirakis gets the boo boy treatment and responds by sending the pass way too long and out of play on that far side. Just looking perhaps just a tad rattled. The Hearts will be happy if that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, I like when these games turn a little bit naughty.
The dark arts of football.
I think the fans are loving it as well. I really do. Great atmosphere.
Tynecastle under the lights in August. With a few better places to be. Hearts come forward up towards the edge of the area, cleared away by Kadzora. Kadzora up towards the halfway line. Brandon just threw himself at it. Now they get played down the right hand side. Shanklin's going to try and cut that off from the goalkeeper, and Vargas puts the pressure on Suarez, so it's going to be a throw into Hearts on that far side.
Vargas has done all right, Craig. I watched him Sunday, he's lively.
He's been very direct, hasn't he? That's the thing I've liked about him. He's got one thought, and that's to try and take the man on immediately. He's not coming back out and trying to play safe passes. So, yeah, he's been good.
Ball into the area, breaks back for Devlin. Devlin tries to fight for it, hooked away by Schwab. Been quiet in this second half. Hearts head the ball down, it's left to go. Out of play, it remains PAOK 1, Hearts 1. And PAOK just drifting to this near side. Andrea Zivkovic, they've got to watch him and move out just to take care of him, because they can switch play very, very quickly indeed. Taking their time, and the referee won't be standing for that as the ball gets played forward. Now the header up by Kent. Kent inside his own half, goes for it second time. Forward onto Boyce. Boyce tries to gather, gets away from Schwab, plays it out wide. Little ball back inside by Vargas. Now into Boyce. Boyce cuts inside Sangaras and now lays in the chance for Cochrane. Cochrane down the middle. It's a lovely touch back into Boyce. Boyce tried to flick it out wide onto Shanklin. Nearly worked well there. Koulirakis read it well. Great football.
Beautiful one-touch stuff. Boyce is, honestly, what such a clever player. Involved 2 or 3 times. Little round the corner. Lovely wee back heel. Really good play.
Cochrane gathers again, down to the deck it goes, on to Devlin. Devlin has Vargas out wide, clipped into the middle. Shanklin swings his leg at it. Koulirakis gets there, then just swings his leg at it, sends it high in the area. It's going to be thrown to Hearts. 5 or 6 yards to the corner flag on the far side. Hearts coming from right to left as we watch them opposite the main stand here at Tynecastle. Hearts attacking what is known as the school end. The school barely exists now. It's virtually away, the original Tynecastle school, now rebuilt opposite. As the throw is going to come in eventually for Hearts. Devlin makes the run. Boyce making the run towards the corner flag. Thrown in towards Vargas. Sangares gathers and plays the ball away. That's going to knocked out of play on that far side. Hearts back staff yelling and bouncing the ball down. And here's the opportunity for Hearts to get the throw in towards Boyce. Boyce gets the header over the top into Shanklin, tried to set himself for the shot.
Would have been like Van Basten if that had gone in.
But the thing is, when most people say that's a really, really difficult skill, but I was just thinking he could pull this off. You know, it was trying to play the ball on the swivel, just with the ball at shoulder height almost.
See some of the goals he's scored in his career, incredible stuff. You know, folks say, oh, he scores penalties. Yeah, he does, but some of the goals he scores. The one up at Tannadice for the halfway line is unbelievable.
Just thinking about that game, that was incredible. Yep, I was there as well. What a night to just loft it over the goalkeeper, and he did it with such confidence. I'm sure the very now Schwab, the Austrian, played once for his country, just trying to settle PAOK down again. Hearts and PAOK one apiece. The ball gets flicked through onto Boyce. Into the centre circle, taken down.
How many times is he going to foul him?
Well, I think there's one or two taking their turns on him there, tasting that time coming in, but I think Boyce pointing out exactly what you're saying, Alan. The count against him is ramping up here.
The two centre forwards, Alan, have got the numbers of the two centre backs for sure.
Craig, that's what makes me think if it's to be 1-1, Hearts have got a right chance if they can go with that front two next week.
People forget that Boyce has been out for over a year, isn't it?
Yeah.
And to lose somebody of that quality for that amount of time.
Played just 7 times last season. Cochrane from the centre circle onto the angle. The box, Kent goes up, tried to win the header, but he was pushing all the way. And the free kick is awarded as the ball gets booted out of play.
I've never liked that free kick where they go away to the edge of the box. They're never going to, I would just honestly like it knocked square, played in from the angle into the middle of the penalty box. It's never going to be headed by Kent from outside the box.
Or even straight into the centre of the penalty box, and hopefully a second
drops
ball.
To someone.
Yeah. There wasn't enough pace on the ball anyway to get it back across goal.
Those the voices of Alan Preston and Craig Levein alongside me here at Tynecastle. 61, nearly 62 minutes gone as PAOK against transfer from left to right. But Hearts have really got to have a go at Kouliakis, because that's another pass he's put out of play. I just wonder where the 19-year-old's head's at quite at the moment. And as the ball gets played forward, should be an easy take for it to Lascazor. He does so, brings it down, but Hearts will gather again through Boyce. One apiece here, 2 apiece earlier on tonight. Hackett against Aberdeen. Aberdeen were 2 down and came to 2 apiece. Hackett described by Barry Robson with that wonderful Scottish description of they were a right good team. Ball taken down here by Kingsley. Out on to Barry Mackay. Mackay hugging the touchline. Right footed down that left touchline, trying to take it past the defender. His hamstring's gone. It's going to have to be a change. Barry Mackay is gone. You could see it there. He collapsed in a heap.
His knee, it looks like.
Well, the way he jumped up, Alan, it looked like that traditional hamstring where you just done the pull. Well, let's hope it's not the knee, but he has gone down. He is holding the knee.
He's in a bit of pain.
Yeah, that does not look good. And Hearts are going to be forced into making a change here. On the bench for Hearts in terms of outfield options: Oda, Halliday, Forrest, Sibbick, Denham, Tate, Ofaya, Tagawa, Lowry and Wilson are the players there.
Who do you think, Alan?
I would bring Oda on.
Oda's got the physicality as well as the speed to determine.
Oh, they might bring, you know what, to come out and play out here, Lowry. To come out, he was great on Sunday, Craig. He was excellent. Lovely little touches. We'll soon find out, but you know, Lowry was excellent Sunday, really good. The more game time he gets, the better he'll be. Let's confirm this. Let's go across Brian McLaughlin.
Yeah, it is going to be Alex Lowry. He got the call immediately to get himself ready. Barry Mackay, he's just back from he had an operation actually in the summer, and he hasn't had a full pre-season, so yeah, it's going to be really disappointing if this is a serious injury and he's going to be out for some considerable time. But yeah, it's going to be Alex Lowry coming on, and nights like this, he told me when he came to Hearts, this was why he came to Hearts, for nights like this in Europe.
Barry Mackay is back on his feet, thanks Brian, and he's just hobbling slowly. Alex Lowry comes off the bench for his second appearance for Hearts in Europe. Played once in Europe for Rangers in a loss against Ajax.
And Paul, when you see Mackay there, it was the first real time he was really running it, full pelt to the full-back, and it just looked like his left knee had given way on him there.
I wasn't sure. My initial thought was it might have been a hamstring, but I'm not sure. The only thing I would say is that if he's not up to full speed, then the chances of something happening are greatly increased, aren't they? Because he's not at 100% fitness.
And we're in 65 minutes in, Craig. Tiredness would set in when he's not had a full pre-season.
We'll hear from Hearts at full time, and we'll get reaction and an update on the status of Barry Mackay. Hearts go to Dundee on Sunday afternoon. Ball gets played down the side, it's given away and into the area it goes. Here's danger for Hearts, but Hearts gather, and again Konstantelios was just a little bit lax, and then a heavy challenge
again.
Well, it was Schwab again coming
that's
through.
a booking.
That's ridiculous. He's had about 4 or 5. Because he's the captain of the side, does he just get away with it?
That was ridiculous. That was a booking on itself. Never mind all the other fouls that he's committed.
Captain's armband giving him some sort of invincibility in the eyes of the referee at the moment. 65 minutes gone, one apiece.
I tell you what, Devlin's been terrific again tonight, isn't he?
He's a man for Europe.
Lozzie with the 2 goals against Rosenborg, lifting Hearts to this level. But Hearts, well, there is no safety net. There's a trapdoor waiting. If Hearts don't get through, they're out of Europe. It really is that simple. They'll be desperate to try and get back into the group stages. Real learning experience last year. Fiorentina, Istanbul as well.
And you can see, Paul, most of them have learned off that as well. You know, it certainly makes them grow as a team.
Boyce wins it at the edge of the area, takes a touch, lovely shimmy. Can he get the shot away into Shanklin?
Yeah! What a goal!
Lawrence Shanklin equals Sean Robertson's record of 7 European goals. He curls it into the top corner. Tynecastle erupts. Hearts 2, PAOK 1.
What a goal that is! And Craig's put his mic down just to applaud it, and rightly so. But what about Boyce yet again? Brilliant composure from Boyce. And you think, is he going to bend it? It's like he gives the eyes and passes it to Shanklin, who just curls it. We're right behind it. It's gone right in the top corner. What a finish!
You couldn't have walked over and placed it any better than that, could you? I mean, that was an incredible bit of play. We talked about the strikers all evening. Both of them were absolutely fantastic in that situation there. Boyce's composure inside the penalty box with players round about him was incredible. And to reverse that pass to Shanklin, to see it and to have the composure to play it with all these players round about him was first class. And the finish, wow.
Unbelievable finish. Unbelievable stuff. And Hearts are ahead by 2 goals to 1. And Lawrence Shanklin, 7 European goals now in 11.
Offside.
Well, the referee is wandering back. Well, Lawrence Shanklin is holding his head in his hands, but the referee has called it off. Well, there was nothing on the board to indicate there was a VAR check.
Paul, there's no. The crowd aren't getting to know what's happening with VAR. There's no tonight. It was the same with the penalty. Nothing's happened.
Well, Shanklin comes forward. We'll take a touch in a moment. The referee just kicked the ball back. They were ready to kick off and go again. The celebrations had been given, but the scoreboard remains 1-1.
Have you had a chance to see it, Alan?
Not yet, not Craig, no. But see, the thing is, if you're going to have VAR, we're in the entertainment business. Let the public see what's going on, or at least tell them what's going on. It was brilliant in the Ladies World Cup, the referee announcing what's happening, what the decision was. The men have got to catch up to speed with that, because this is a nonsense. If he's offside, fair enough, that's fine. But tell the people in the audience.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I mean,
confirmation coming through that he was off, but there was no indication on the boards. The fans are still celebrating the goal. You could see the joy in the stands, and that just evaporated again. So to confirm, Hearts 1, PAOK 1. John Robertson still has the record of goals.
He'll be delighted up in Inverness, Craig. You know what he's like.
I'd like to think he was disappointed at Hearts.
I would doubt it.
No, you've got to know him as we do.
15 appearances, 7 goals in Europe for John Robertson. I was trying to add up, it would have been 11.
He's running around his living room with his top off, swinging it in the air.
Here comes Boyce trying to bring the ball forward. It's gathered, knocked away, and Vargas picks up. Vargas into the middle. Shout for a penalty against Suarez. He had his hands tucked to his body, but his arm was moving. Hearts turn, spin, played across, and the ball goes out behind. It's been some night here. 69 minutes gone. Whatever you do, don't go anywhere from this one. PAOK are going to make a change on that far side. Brian McLaughlin.
Yeah, they're just actually doing a little check to see if that penalty, that claim for a penalty, is going to be given. The referee has just told Katarski in the PAOK goal just to wait until they check it. He can take as long as he wants if he wants to give Hearts a penalty. There's going to be Thomas Murg who's going to be coming on. He was one of the 4 players dropped from the weekend, and he'll be replacing number 7, Ioannis Skontantelius, who has had a fairly quiet game. But yeah, Thomas Murg, the Austrian, coming on for the last 20 minutes or so.
Certainly an easier pronunciation. I won't argue with that. Konstantelius, as Brian said, he drifted in and out the game.
But Paul, there again, there's a check there, you know, a possible handball. No one in the crowd knows.
No.
It's a nonsense.
If you're going to have the technology, use it properly. As the ball gets played forward again, Shanklin just goes past him. Ecom tries to gather, turned away up to the halfway line, picked up by Devlin, and Devlin touches the ball out of play. You can tell Devlin and Vargas just a couple of times have not linked up the way they would expect.
Well, Vargas is new in the team, isn't he? I do think, I said earlier on, I think Cammy Devlin's been terrific again tonight. He drives the team on. Whenever there's a lull in play, he seems to put a tackle in or recovers the ball, and it lifts the crowd.
Now the ball gets touched down for Hearts. Alex Lowry gets his first meaningful involvement in the action. Played out wide to Kingsley. Kingsley back round the corner. On to Lowry. Lowry taking a touch, trying to go down the side, and it's gathered. You can't hold on to it. Singanis will bring it away. Brandon pokes out the leg onto Murg. Might have a chance to start tonight. Played really well at the weekend. Got the first goal. As the ball gets played out wide, Kouliakis picks up, sends it out wide. Suarez in the middle. Tayson is available. That just runs across. There was 3 in black and white jerseys waiting for that. Hearts had to deal with it. They did so through Kingsley and played it away. Football's a funny thing. It was just 2 weeks ago I was watching Alec Lowry play for Rangers B at Spartans in front of 200 people. Fast forward a couple of weeks and he's playing for Hearts in European football in front of a full house at Tynecastle.
He played very well Sunday against Partick Thistle. He was excellent, and if Kingsley can get him on the ball, a chance to get at the full back, take him on, because he must be high in confidence.
What impressed me against Spartans, Alan, was he still wanted the ball every time he tried to run the show. Wasn't like another heavy challenge on that far side. Devlin goes down, he remains down. Brandon is the player who took him out, and the referee has got to have a word. Now Brandon jumps to say that he was jumping with his back to the player. Hearts have reacted, they're not happy, and the referee's basically saying not a problem at all. Fine, Brandon, on you go. Looked a little bit sore.
That's incredible. He just barged into the back of him.
BBC Radio Scotland live at Tynecastle. Hearts 1, PAOK 1. We did go through the whole Hearts 2, PAOK 1 thing, but the goal was chopped off. And honestly, the celebrations in the stand was something to behold. It was a fabulous finish. Can Hearts find another way? Breaks out to Vargas! 20 yards out, pulled his shot wide, pulled it across the face of goal and wide to the left-hand post.
Good effort, you know, he waits on the ball to come across, his body onto his right foot, and he hits it back across the keeper just wide of the target.
The goalkeeper's going into time-wasting mode.
I think Kingsley's got some spring on him, isn't he? I mean, many times he wins headers against guys who are a lot taller than he is.
If this had been the English Premier League, the goalie would have been booked by now.
It was the Arsenal fullback who got booked for time-wasting, and then got done for a really terrible foul, which wasn't a foul, and of course they don't use VAR correctly because they couldn't check it. Cochrane brings the ball forward, one apiece here. It's been a thrilling night. Hearts with the ball in the net a second time. Lawrence Shanklin thought he'd score, but here comes Brandon. Tayson outside, and Brandon's trying to go himself, plays it back inside. Little touch out wide. Ziskovic gets the shot, good block by Hearts. Still inside the area. Ziskovic left footy, he's got a touch, and the ball has gone out of play. Xander Clark is down on his haunches at the moment, but
I thought it was a corner, honestly. I thought it was a corner.
Well, the assistant is now pointing to say it is a corner.
Yeah, it's a good save by Xander Clark. I think he's hurt himself, actually. Might have hurt his wrist here, but it was a good save by him.
Well, if Hearts need anybody not to go down, it's Xander Clark. I mean, they've got 2 goalkeepers on the bench. That isn't the issue. But Xander Clark is currently down. He's holding his wrist at the moment. The corner will be taken. There's going to be a fair amount of stoppage time on this one.
He looks as if he's in a bit of pain, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, both Michael McGovern and Harry Stone on the bench for Hearts.
I think it's his left thumb.
Just trying to get a little bit of feeling back into that. Don't want to take any chances with your keeper. Hearts don't want to lose Xander Clark. The opportunity for the corner will come in from the right-hand side, just the first of the second half. PAOK take it quickly. Hasten back onto Murg. Here's the danger man, gets the shot, it's a brilliant goal. Been talking about him all night, Andrija Zivkovic, and he drills the ball home. 2 against Split, 2 at the weekend, and he's now on the score sheet against Hearts. Hearts 1, PAOK 2.
They didn't have enough players out for the corner. There was 3 against 2, and all that happened was 2 simple passes, and it ended up was a strike from just outside the box into the far corner. Hearts didn't defend well enough at that corner.
Again, Craig, I keep saying it, set play is vulnerable. Every single week they're vulnerable. That was playing as a nose on your face. They were outnumbered. They're taking it short, there's only one out. It gets played to the edge of the box and he's in acres of space. It's a brilliant hit into the bottom corner. But again, Hearts, it's their own downfall. They don't prepare right at set plays. They never have, whether it's defending them coming in the box, trying to attack it, or even there, just a simple setup. If they've got 2 out, you've got to have 2 out.
Well, they had 3, didn't they? And Hearts only had 2.
5 goals in 5 this season. Andrija Zivkovic. I hate being right, but just knew he was going to cause the problems. And all the players for Hearts to leave alone. Here's Kingsley on to Lowry. And it's gathered again on the halfway line. Lowry tries to get there. Singas plays it forward. Kingsley gets it in, breaks back to Cochrane. It's just bouncing around the halfway line. Boyce rides the challenge now, coming through the middle. Singas has to be careful. He's been booked, so couldn't make the challenge. Plays the ball out wide. On to Lowry. Lowry goes to the curling effort straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. And it remains Hearts 1, PAOK 2 here at Tynecastle.
Yeah, it was a poor decision by Lowry. The ball was stuck under his feet, and to generate the power to beat the goalkeeper is well nigh impossible in that situation. They should have just kept the ball moving. Boyce had done extremely well before that. Just a poor choice.
Long towards Kent. On by Tayson, down to Merck. Merck gets run to Brandon. Brandon plays it back out wide onto Merck. And now we gathered. Shanklin goes down under the challenge of Schwab.
I don't know how many fouls he's given away today.
It's ridiculous. Honestly, the referee has, and it's countless amounts that Schwab's done.
Get out of jail free cards. There's going to be a change made so we can go pitch side to Brian McLaughlin.
Yeah, they were getting ready to make this just before they scored the second goal. Tayson is going to be replaced. Coming on is number 77, Caladneria, right winger, German.
Thanks, Brian. On he will come in just a moment. As the ball is with the goalkeeper. He wears 77 on his back, which looks like 22 the way that the 7s are written. I keep thinking Brandon's wearing 21 when he's wearing 71. He was trying to get on the ball there. Picked up though by Cochrane. They wanted too long. Brandon wins it. Now gets the ball off. Singaris coming forward. Here's a chance. Lovely little ball. Good save again. Zivkovic got the ball away. Xander Clark kept Hearts in the tie. Really important save.
It's Cochrane dilly-dallying on it. He's got to realise that they're going to close him down. Takes an extra touch, he gets closed down, and then they're outnumbered at the back. Good save again by Xander Clark with his right hand. Really good save. As you rightly said, Paul, 3-1. Tough way back next week.
And Tayson's the man who's being replaced, and Caladneria, the German. The spell at Fortuna Düsseldorf. Before that with Hamburg. His parents from Dongo.
Isn't football a strange game, eh? We're euphoric 10 minutes ago when the ball's in the top corner.
Yep.
Thinking that Hearts had a 2-1 lead, and then of course now 2-1 behind.
Yeah.
Of course, if we were in North Korea, it would be 2-1 Hearts at the moment. But sadly, or I say sadly, as the ball gets thrown in, here's the opportunity for Neri. Neri plays the ball back. Kadzora. Singaris at the edge of the area. Still there, Kadzora gets the ball across. It's really deep, staked down on the chest, and there's the first involvement of Neri. Got the shot away again, set up well by Zivkovic. Little hook inside the area, and it was the German striker, the 29-year-old, who got the ball away, but it was blocked out of play on that far side. Hearts searching for an equaliser. 11 minutes plus a considerable amount of stoppage time to come. Side they come, that left-hand side, battling for it is Atkinson. Atkinson wins it well, tries to get it on, and Hearts will gather. Devlin though loses out. Singas plays it through, breaks off Cochrane, comes off the heel of Devlin, and Vargas can't keep it in. Just starting to turn the screw a little bit, PAOK. They've done well in recent years, 4 times in the last decade. They've won the Greek Cup. I mentioned they've won the title as well. They were 4th last season. The ball goes down the side and it's knocked away by Nathan Atkinson, the Tasmanian, and it's going to be another throw. And of course, PAOK are in absolutely no hurry now, leading as they do by 2 goals to 1. That gets thrown in towards Merck. Merck gets the ball back. Hearts will gather though. Vargas sends it down the line. Kyriakis pulls it back inside.
Just starting to ramp up the pressure, PAOK. I think they can feel if they can get a third, be a long way back for Hearts. I think Hearts need to weather the storm here a little bit, maybe possibly look at making a change and bringing a bit of strength on if they can get it into the middle of the park, because I think PAOK are just starting to dominate in there again.
It's all right, and the ball goes out of play, and again just throws the ball away, the Polish right back, and then picks it up and gathers to go again.
I think we're going to see a masterclass in time wasting.
I think it's coming. It'll be so good, they'll be showing it to Arsenal as the ball gets played. Little chip ball in by Neri. Devlin has to deal with it inside the area, clips it away, then got taken down by Brandon. The referee gives the free kick, and Brandon's
done him twice in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, but don't worry, the referee's pointed his finger at him, and that's enough. It's chastised them enough. It's interesting, isn't it, when you watch referees, some referees are card happy, some you wonder what it's going to take. And again,
you just ask for them to be fair with both sides, that's all you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, that's two he's had it. Devlin, and he's not gone in the book. Hearts play it forward, breaks down onto Devlin. Devlin plays it out wide onto Vargas, taken down on the chest, tries to touch it back inside. Suarez gets the ball away, up to Frankie Kent, the man from Romford, pulls the ball back inside. Into Kai Rose, back again. Being closed down by Brandon, he gets the ball away down the side. Suarez will head the ball back infield, and Brandon will come back to gather beside the halfway line. Devlin tried to challenge him. Vargas goes in, tries to make life difficult. The ball gets knocked away, and then one of the PAOK players goes sprawling, and then players come in. It was Brandon again. He's literally got his arms wrapped around Lawrence Shanklin. He's still down. He's kicking the turf.
I think Shanklin's trying to get them out the way.
Well, we're going to see
Atkinson now.
Yeah, we're going to see that the physio is going to come on. The referee's going to try and drag players away. Xander Clark's come from his goal to try and have a little word. Shanklin been pulled away. Boyce is talking to Ekong just to explain what the issue was. Cammy Devlin is yellow carded. Cammy Devlin and Ekong, I think, were both yellow carded there.
Literally nothing in that. Vargas goes to try and win the ball. There's nothing in it. The player goes down and starts rolling about the ground, and he's actually getting treatment. Should be embarrassed about himself.
And honestly, this is just the start of it, Alan. I've seen it so many times.
And it does breed frustration, Craig, that's the problem.
Of course it does, and that's why you're seeing the reactions from the Hearts players.
Well, the referee is going to go and book somebody from the PAOK bench. He's wandering across, he's pointing. It looked like it was at the manager, Razvan Lukescu, I beg your pardon. He's a really experienced man. Talk about an experienced side. Lukescu's managed over 750 senior games. He's an experienced boss as well. Over 200 with PAOK, former Romanian international manager. And I think they flashed the card at him as well. And the referee, a little bit of paperwork. Hearts are going to make a couple of changes. Brian McLaughlin as the inside track.
Yeah, Yutara Oda was ready about 5 minutes ago. However, it's now been decided that he won't be coming on. I'll let you go with this one.
Long ball into the middle, onto Brandon. Brandon plays it into the middle. It's missed by Hearts. Comes right across the 6-yard box. Neri has it. Pulls the ball back onto Kedzora. Outside the area. Kedzora slides it down onto Thomas Murg. Murg's got a lovely touch and turn. He's cut inside two players. Goes down a bit of a blind alley in the end. Pulls it back onto the Polish guy and then knocked it away. Singaras is there. Back to you, Brian.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple of changes. There's going to be Shoki Tagawa who's going to be coming on. Toby Sibic, the other player, coming on. The board's just about to go up at the moment. Whether it will happen before this kick-off happens, yeah, the board's going up just now. According to Kitman's, now they've decided not to make the changes.
The referee's just ignored them. Thanks, Brian. They'll catch his attention at some point as the ball breaks back forward from Hearts, back into their own area and back to Xander Clark. Hearts 1, PAOK 2. Aside from Thessalonica, we share the city with Aris. Aris qualified for this competition as well, but got put out in penalties in the last round to Dinamo Kiev. So this is Thessalonica's last hope. It's Edinburgh's last hope as well. In those terms, the Hibs going down last night. Kent almost got caught out. You had two players around him. Brandon was right with him, but Hearts try and pass the ball away. Kingsley, though, has to turn it back onto Clark. 5 minutes plus stoppage time to be played at Tynecastle. Hearts, the way they come forward, they were the first Scottish club in the Europa Conference group stages. They want to be there again this season. Aberdeen want to be in the Europa group stages. They're 2 apiece with Hacken going into that second leg. You hear the action from Pittodrie next midweek. Kai Rolls sends the ball back inside. Hearts still waiting on these changes. Might just inject a little something. Nathan Atkinson tries to come forward, sends it out wide onto Stephen Kingsley. Kingsley plays the ball back inside onto Cochrane, now onto Devlin, edge of the centre circle, forward to Lowry. It was a terrible ball. Lowry loses out onto Neri. Neri tries to gather. Devlin comes across, and the referee comes back and gives the free kick. Well, I'll tell you what,
he's been dreadful, honestly.
No, I'm going to be fair, Craig. I'm going to be fair. He's not a homer, that's for sure. You can't accuse him of being a homer.
Well, he has. I mean, he's let so many things go, and then with 2 or 3 of the Hearts players have been booked for the first challenge. So, yeah, I've been hugely disappointed in his performance.
For an experienced referee, Alan Preston, I don't think it's been good enough either.
No, it's not. I think for the whole officials, and I think the way that the VAR's been handled tonight as well, it just puts everyone off, really. You know, if you've got it, use it right. But the referee, you know, the captain of PAOK has had, it must be 8 or 9 fouls. Nothing done to him.
So Tagawa and Civic are on. Hearts are trailing by 2-1. What can they take to the Toomba Stadium? The Black Hell, as it's nicknamed. Built in 1959, been renovated a few times. Big bowl of a stadium. That's where Hearts will be next week. PAOK are looking to build new premises. They have a presidential decree that allows them to do so. Certainly beats a council application. As Kingsley gets ready with a throw from the halfway line. Hearts trying to find a way back onto level terms to travel to Greece with something a little bit more than hope in the luggage hold. Civic battles for it on the halfway line, gets it away from Brandon. Rolls sends it across for Kent. Kent has to play it first time onto Vargas. There's a great run by Atkinson, doesn't see it, plays inside to Shanklin. Shanklin plays it wide to Atkinson and overhits the pass. The ball goes behind. The idea was right, little doubt about that, just didn't work. Another change coming this time for PAOK. And Brian McLaughlin.
Yeah, the final change of the night for the Greek side, and it's going to be Brandon who's coming off. Remarkably, he's not been booked this evening. Quite can't believe that. The player coming on, 17-year-old Stefanos Simas.
For his European debut, Greek under-19 international player.
And what we're going for added on time, 7 minutes? Maybe more?
Be round about that, I would think.
Well, it depends what Stephen Schwab tells the referee. Now the ball gets played forward. I can only do that on European nights. Great. As the ball comes down onto Kai Rolls. Hearts 1, PAOK 2. Can Hearts find a way to level things up, or will PAOK put the tie to bed? Thomas Murgis over the top. He's inside the area. He's up against Kai Rolls. Looks to step back on the left foot. There's a man unmarked again. Again it's Zizkovic. Well, Hearts do enough to get the header outside the box. Zizkovic gathers. Suarez is close with him. Zizkovic takes the touch to Serbian under pressure, but he still plays the ball inside. It's gathered by Suarez, back out wide onto the Serbian, trying to get away from Vargas. And he'll pull it up back onto the halfway line. Andrea Zivkovic, and with a second goal. Scored 2 at the weekend, 2 against Hajduk Split. He certainly proved to be a danger. Hearts just getting pinned back again. Up to the halfway line it goes. Trying to fight his way through as Tagawa, but he was fouling. Don't have an issue with that one. He had his arm round the back of Kyliakis. Hearts thinking about another change, Brian.
2 changes, Paul. It's going to be Adela Faya, who was here last week watching the victory against Rosenborg. The player's being replaced. Nathaniel Atkinson is coming on, Faya going into that right back position. And Kenneth Vargas coming off, and he'll be replaced by Yutara Oda.
Thanks, Brian.
I think Atkinson and Vargas have done well as well. You know, Vargas is very direct, good pace about him, works his socks off. You know, I think Atkinson, he's now got a bit of pressure with a fire there behind him to try and push him all the way. I think he needed that since Michael Smith left the club.
European debut for Adela Faya. As the ball comes back, he does a Premier League experience, won't be fazed by this. But Hearts, as we are at 89.50, it says on the clock it's going to be 8 additional minutes to be played. Shanklin, well, the Hearts fans thought he was being fouled, didn't look too much in it. Play on, says the referee, as Nenny tries to go past from the halfway line as O'Fire gets his first touch. Under pressure, gets taken down immediately. And it looked like that was number 95. That was Sumas, the young forward, who gets pinged for that one.
Goes for a free kick, and then the ball gets kicked away. The referee just ignores it.
Yep, no great surprise. Hearts, well, at one point it looked like it was 2-1 Hearts, with one of the best goals witnessed a long time at Tynecastle, which Shankland was given offside after a VAR review. The ball was back in the centre circle and we were ready to go, and then the referee just decided, nope, it wasn't to be for Hearts. Offside, correct call. Well, you felt the disappointment around the stadium, and PAOK through Zivkovic. He's done his job. Sibic gathers, takes a touch nicely away from Berg. Centre circle, lays the ball back onto Kent. Devlin will gather, plays it out wide onto a Fire. Back inside, he almost showed that to Thomas Berg again. And Hearts will gather. PAOK quite happy just to come and chase when they have to, but sit on the halfway line. Lowry with a nice spin, got taken down, gets himself back up. The referee has given the free kick. Alex Lowry gets himself up. Kai Rose saying, hold on a minute. Frankie Kent coming forward. O'Fire wants to come forward as well.
He scored some header on Sunday, O'Fire.
Yep.
And off the underside of the bar is a big threat. If they can get it into the right area.
What a dream start would be in European footballing terms if he could find a way through here. Lowry to the edge of the box on that far side. Hearts do win the header. Comes into the middle, breaks down, was just hooked away. And it was knocked away clear by Kidzora. Now the ball comes back into the area. Hearts try and gather, but the goalkeeper comes out, drops on it, and he'll take his time to get back up. It's been another great crowd at Tynecastle. Not quite a sellout because of the security in the Greek. Didn't take it on. And again, they've almost given the ball away. Hearts trying to come forward. Kagawa was in there, and the goalkeeper just got the ball away. I did mention in the first half, there was a wee mistake in him somewhere along the line, as Kent turns and plays the ball away, and PAOK, Alan Preston, just caused their own issues there.
Yeah, the keeper, probably in Greece, no one goes to close him down like that, but Tagawa goes and closes him down very, very quickly, and he's a lucky goalkeeper.
Devlin tries to jump for the ball as it's cleared by Suarez to halfway line, picked up by Kent. Oh, Kai Rose has taken a chance on halfway line. He was last man. Zimas almost got the ball from him. Now Lowry brings it down, little stutter step to get away from Mary. Class. Now the ball onto Kingsley. Kingsley looks, he wants Lowry to go on the outside of him. That's where it goes. He's up now. Kidzoya tries to get the ball across. Hits off the Polish defender, comes back. Throw into Hearts. Time ticking away. 3 minutes of the recommended 8 played. Now it comes into Lowry. Lowry plays it back onto Kingsley. Kingsley is blocked. Hearts are going to get the throw. Kingsley decides to get another ball, plays it quickly onto Lowry. Lowry tried to play over the head of Singas, can't do so. Ball breaks back to Neri. He's coming down the line. He's a pretty strong player coming down there, but he's given the ball back to one of his teammates. Berg picks up Sibic, though, goes in and robs him. Now Sibic down the line onto Lowry. Lowry overran the ball slightly, but he managed to get it down to Sibic. And Hearts will have a throw as the ball is knocked out of play. It's again defended by Kidzoya.
It's been a really good performance from Hearts. It really has.
Kidzoya runs into Shankland. Shankland goes down. I don't think there was much in it. Shankland just saying got caught on the back of the head. The referee's having none of it. Hearts are going to have to take the throw again. And the referee's saying, well, he's putting his hand to his ear. It was a quick VR check and then there was nothing in it. So they quickly checked to see if there was any foul play.
Nah, he goes down too easily there, Shankland.
Yeah. Ball is thrown back onto Devlin. Devlin, centre circle. Kai Rose, he'll play it out wide onto a Fire. Fire takes the touch. Fire trying to get down that far side. Zivkovic goes in and makes the challenge. Really good tackle. Hearts have the throw. And Fire dropped the ball and then pretended he wasn't taking it, so Hearts do keep it. Oh no, Noda just passes the ball out of play. Hearts have to do better than that. Shake of the head from Craig Levine.
Take their time, Paul. There's still, 4 minutes to go, whatever it is. Just take your time, set it up. You've obviously worked on throws around the edge of the box. Just set it up. Too much of a hurry.
Just tried to move things.
And it's a way back as well. Yeah. It's got to be a yellow at last.
Suarez booked for coming too far forward with the yellow card coming out. And from the throw, Hearts have got Devlin has gone down. He looks up, he's going to be okay. The ball's come all the way back onto Xander Clark. So many parts of the pitch you've got to try and watch here, let alone follow the ball. There's Clark, plays the ball forward. He would have tried to jump for it. Fire won't get there. Ivkovic will gather, plays it long. looking for the new man, Zimas. Zimas tries to gather, turned his man Merg, who was in there as Zimas got the ball away, but he came in with the arm. He had Merg on his inside, making a great run. Tried the shot, which was adventurous. All or nothing now for Hearts. They're going to give it all they can. 3 minutes of the recommended 8 still to play. At the moment, Hearts are travelling to Greece with a deficit. Zivkovic, lovely little ball on the halfway line, plays it forward. He's wanting it back in behind him, and that's where it will come. Thomas Murik will gather and pick it up. Then the challenge comes in, Iota, but free kick is given. And the wind, you can just see Hearts deflating slightly here. It's just not to be for Hearts. Took the lead, but couldn't hold on. Penalty from Shanklin 3 minutes later. Schwab, but Zivkovic with that goal after 75 minutes. Hearts poor from a corner. And now it's played away by Katarski. Katarski sends it out of play on that far side. 1 or 2 heading for the exits, many more staying, hoping that there's a little miracle still to come. Frankie Kent inside his own half, plays it out wide onto Afire. Afire touches it onto Devlin. Devlin away from Murr, gets the touch. Hearts look tired. They've got 5 subs on, but they just look a little bit leggy with Devlin there.
They need to get the ball forward, Paul. It's the last seconds of the match.
Yeah, I know you've got to take your time and create, but creating the right part of the park. Easy headed away by Econ. And now up towards the halfway line it goes. Lovely touch and turn. Zimas. Lovely ball through into an area. 2 substitutes combining into the area goes Civic. Just pushes him wide. Now gets the ball across and Kai Rolls is there. Touch, flick, gets it forward. Easy one though for Kanzara up towards the edge of the Hearts area. Out continue to by Theocharis Singaris was in there. He was claiming for the free kick. Hearts were claiming for the free kick. It's going to be a throw in. That will go the way of the men from Greece. Only played in Scotland once before. They lost against Rangers by 2-0. Tonight they're leading by 2-1. Harry Hahn was the manager who brought PAOK to Rangers back. It was 98. It's in the late 90s as the ball gets played down the side. It's run out of play. It's going to be a goal kick. And Hearts, well, AEK Athens, the only team that they played, they lost by 2-1 at Murrayfield. And they went down 3-0. At the Olympic Stadium in Greece. The ball gets played long. Infamous game with Jamie Moe started as the ball gets played through down the middle. Oda tries to gather it, gets cleared up towards the halfway line. A fire with a header. Schwab gets the ball forward. Kingsley goes in there, rattled into Zimas. Zimas is hurt. The referee's not interested. Zimas miraculously recovers, and Clark sends it long. Hearts looking to carve out one final chance. The fire tries to drop the ball down onto Devlin. Devlin high in there. Neri comes, he'll just kick it out of play on that far side. Time's up as far as the added time. Now we're into added time of added time. And there was some time wasting by PAOK. But it looks like they're going to leave Scotland with a win, although Kinganis has just gone through Devlin and he's kicked the ball away on that far side, so it's going to be a yellow card for Thomas Murg. Needless. So Xander Clark comes out. It's all or nothing here for Hearts tonight. Can they get on level terms? This is the last hurrah. Xander Clark up towards the edge of the area. Frankie Kent goes up, tries to win it. Hit away by Econ. And now there's going to be a chase up to the halfway line. Oda's under pressure as the full-time whistle goes at Tynecastle. What a night. It could have been a really special night. Hearts thought they were ahead through Lawrence Shanklin in 66 minutes for one of the clearest, coolest strikes you'll ever see. They went to kick off again. The referee had touch with VAR. VAR overruled the goal. And then some bad defending from Hearts. 15 minutes from time. Andrea Zivkovic drilled the ball low into the corner from outside the box. It was all action. It was all effort. But in the end, it was all in vain on the night. It's finished. Hearts 1, PAOK 2.
A hugely disappointing outcome for Hearts and what has been a really, really exciting night. We started off in Gothenburg in Sweden, of course. Häcken 2-0 up against Aberdeen. The Dons putting on an excellent last 25 minutes, half an hour or so, to pull off an unlikely draw. It certainly seemed unlikely at one stage, but outstanding thereafter. Aberdeen giving themselves real hope for the second leg. And Hearts, of course, getting off to a flyer with the Shanklin penalty. They were pegged back, and then they seemed to have taken the lead with what would have been just an outstanding goal, only for VAR to rightly determined that Lawrence Shanklin had strayed just offside, and then that sucker punch. Again, a wonderful strike by Zivkovic. There's been an awful lot of very good football played over the course of these two matches tonight. But sadly, that big crowd, that noisy, atmospheric atmosphere at Tynecastle, it is all concluded with a win for the visitors from Greece. And it's going to be a real disappointment, Craig, isn't it? Because you go ahead through that Shanklin goal, the lift it gives everyone. Who knows what might have happened in the closing half hour or so.
Yeah, I mean, to lose a goal so quickly after getting the penalty was a poor decision by Rose, because it wasn't a ball that it could win, and it made the decision. Obviously, he was going to try and win it, but it was a definite penalty. So to get the lead and then to give it up so quickly and so cheaply. In some ways, Richard, it could have let Hearts' heads go down a little bit. That didn't happen. They fought manfully right through to the end of the match, and I thought that played some really good high-intensity football at times, and definitely matched their opponents here this evening. I didn't think that in any spell during the match that Hearts were getting dominated at all. And the supporters were right behind them, because they fought and they played aggressively and they tried to play forward, tried to create opportunities. I thought the two strikers were absolutely brilliant, really well. And I know hopefully the two of them can get a run alongside each other, because they're both so clever. And you can see those two getting 20 goals a season each, and that's something that for Hearts supporters, I think Lee Robble maybe the last person that got 20 goals. That was quite a few stone ago. But so no, it's been a quite an entertaining evening. It's been a disappointing result. I didn't think the referee covered himself in glory with it.
No,
how he did pick and choose who got cards and who didn't, and two of their players had half a dozen or more fouls that were, all of them I think worthy of a yellow card on their own. But again,
I think Schwab was clearly wearing a cloak of invisibility.
Yeah. I don't need to get one of those.
Concerned.
I know. I don't know if it just doesn't recognise faces. Some people that.
Face ID we need in football.
Listen. Overall, the experience was good for the Hearts supporters tonight.
Yeah.
The team played well against a team who were favourites, and I think everybody understood that they had a much bigger budget than Hearts. But I thought the fight, the effort, the desire to perform in front of the fans in the evening was all very good. I think they've learned from last year's European competition. I just desperately wish they could go across to Greece and somehow get a victory over there. That would just be wonderful.
I remember Paul mentioned there that game in 1998. I remember being out there with Rangers. I've got to say it was the most intimidating atmosphere I think I've ever come across in all the years I've been covering the game. So I don't think it'll be quiet out there for Hearts. So. And the big thing is, Alan, of course, that, and you've got to say it was a magnificent strike by Zivkovic, albeit Hearts didn't close him down, but it was a wonderful strike. He's pinged it into the bottom corner, giving Zander Clark no chance. That has, it's made it a real uphill battle for Hearts now.
It has, Richard. Coming to the game tonight, I was under no illusions that this was going to be very difficult. I actually spoke to Takis Fisas that they used to play with Hearts, and Greek international, and Takis about the side, and he said they're very good technically. They've got quick players all over the pitch, and they're really good on the ball, and so it proved to be. So coming to the game tonight, I expected a back to the wall performance from Hearts, but I thought they performed really well, and the crowd were with them the whole way, even 2-1 down. 98 minutes on the clock, they were still all here, still right behind them, and they've got a chance. It's slim, I would say that, but they've got a chance. You wouldn't be backing them to win next week, but going over there, it's going to be 30 degrees, Richard, because I keep looking at it because I'm going myself. So it's going to be very, very hot. It's going to be very hostile, as you said, and it's going to be very, very difficult for them. But 2-1 down, they've got a chance.
There's enough here, Alan, tonight for Hearts to have hope going into the game.
Well, do you know what? There's going to be, 1,000 Hearts fans going over, and they're not travelling like the Hibs fans next week going to Birmingham. I've got no hope. No. They're going to see their side to get, they're out. They're going to see Hearts have got a small chance not a massive chance, but they've still got a chance to go through in this tie. Very, very difficult as it is. So the ones that have paid their money, and it's a lot of money to go over there, they're going over with a little bit of optimism. Probably not a lot, but still they're in with a chance to win the tie.
I don't think there's any of the Hearts players would have come off that pitch tonight scared of their opponents.
No, not at all. And you're right, Craig. I think the front two of Boyce and Shanklin can rumble their two centre-halves up next week again in their own territory. You know, they're going to have to defend well, they're going to have to get a bit of luck, they're going to have to be disciplined, but it can be done. Very difficult as it may be, it can be done.
Alan, that disallowed goal from Lawrence Shanklin, it's strange, isn't it? Because it was one of those, I don't think anyone at any point thought, oh, he's offside there. And actually, you see, he was. I mean, he's half a yard offside, but just as the ball is played, as a defender drops in deep, I can understand exactly why the assistants didn't call it, because he looks onside. I mean, it never even crossed my mind that it was going to be ruled out. And the quality of the goal, I mean, Boyce has to deal with that long bouncing ball. He shows such awareness of the situation, and it's a magnificent finish. You feel gutted, don't you? I mean, you want that goal to stand anyway, but particularly when it's such a special goal.
Yeah, it was a brilliant strike. Richard, you know, we were resetting in Tynecastle in the wheat field, and we were right behind it, and myself and Craig could see it going right in the top corner. But I've got to say, last week, Boyce, something similar for the goal that Cammy Devlin scored. He lovely feet. He got the strike off last week, and Devlin put it in when the keeper saved it. Today, it was brilliant disguise from Boyce, and the little pass, you know, looking one way and the ball going the other, right into Shanklin's path, and what a finish it was. But we've got VAR for a reason. Please let the crowd know what's going on. No one knew what was going on. You know, we didn't know at all what was happening. We've got scoreboards here, cost Hearts a lot of money. Put it up, but there's a VAR check for offside or a penalty or whatever it is. People pay their money. It's an entertainment business, and they have to be entertained, but they need to know what's going on. And that for me tonight was an absolute nonsense.
Yeah, so frustrating from that point of view as well. And you're right, they do have to make sure that the fans know what is going on. As a player, Craig, that must just be so devastating. Of course, what they wouldn't have happened back in the day, because you wouldn't have had that delay if the flag didn't go up, the goal stands.
No, I'll tell you one thing that's really quite interesting from my point of view is that I actually was delighted I was here to see the goal, even though it didn't stand. I mean, the play by Boyce and the composure he showed in a crowded penalty box, the pass he makes, and I'm just thinking, if I'm a Hearts supporter, I look at that and think, wow, those two together this season can do something really special for Hearts. And I mean, they were both absolutely brilliant tonight, they really were, and that augurs well for the games ahead for Hearts.
The big question, I guess, is going to keep Liam Boyce fit. Certainly, Lawrence Shanklin already got off the flyer this season. The Hearts captain chatting with Brian McLaughlin.
Lawrence, an incredible game once again. What was your take in that 90 minutes?
Fine margins, really, split it. Obviously, just the offside goal. Disappointing to get that one chopped off and then go up the other end and they score for 25 yards or something. To be honest, I don't think we could do much more to get out as close as we could, really, and somehow he just sneaks it through the body. So disappointing, but overall I think in the game we created enough chances and we had moments where if we just tidied up a wee bit we could have created better chances, so can take the positives into next week.
Well, yeah, was there enough from tonight that you've seen where Hearts can trouble them next week?
I think so, with enough kind of entries into the final third, and as I said, if we just tidied up a couple of times we might have got better chances, but as I said, we'll take the positives for that and we can look forward to next week.
When you scored what looked to be an incredible second goal, did you have any fear at all that it was offside?
I did, aye. Boyce just a wee delay on the pass. I wasn't sure if the curling defender came back, but these things happen. Disappointing, but we're still in the game.
I know you've got a game against Dundee at the weekend, but it can be next week. You know, nothing else other than a victory will do.
That's it. Same situation as last week we had here, and obviously it's an away tie for us and it'll be difficult, but as I said, there's enough tonight that we can take positives for and we can go there and look forward to it.
Appreciate your time, Lawrence. Thank you.
Cheers.
Yeah, Lawrence Shanklin, real frustration, of course. He had that header in the first half. Keeper pulled off a brilliant save from that. He had the goal disallowed, ultimately did score from the spot. I mean, you've got to say he is leading by example. That's 5 goals already this season. He's only failed to score in one of the matches, I think, for Hearts so far the goalless draw against Kilmarnock. So he's certainly leading the line, and I guess if they are to get a goal, if they are to have a chance next week, Alan, he's the man they'll look to.
He is, yep. He's the captain of the team. He's leading by example, Richard, as you rightly said. He's scored a lot of goals last season and he started this season very, very well. I'm not surprised that there's other clubs looking at him, and I'm sure that Frankie McAvoy will be desperate for the window to close and Lawrence Shankland to still be here. But I think they should try and tie him up to a longer deal if possible. That might be difficult in itself. But he's been brilliant. He has been, and Craig rightly said at the start of the season, since he's come here the last 3 or 4 years, he's turned into such a better player. Back to goal, linking up, working hard, body position, and his finishing's been top notch. It's been really good. So Hearts fans will want him to sign a new deal, but we'll soon see. Just let him get through this window first.
I like those players, Alan, who've had to graft to get where they are. And the point is, what they've got is the right mindset. They've had lots of knockbacks early on in their career. Kevin Nisbet's another one that I think is quite similar. And I think these are the ones that just keep improving as they get older. So I think Shankland's just going to keep getting better. The thing that's really interesting for me, it reminds me of Roddy Grant in some ways that some of you will not even remember Roddy.
I do.
That Roddy couldn't run, no. but he got better every single year, and because he didn't need to use his speed. He was so far ahead in his brain, his footballing brain, and I see that with Shankland, and I see that with Boyce as well. In all honesty, and honestly, I think Shankland's just going to get better.
Well, he certainly made a huge impact during his time at Hearts, and he did have a lot of knockbacks. You think of quite a few of the loan spells actually that really didn't work out, didn't get the opportunity at Aberdeen. He didn't score plenty of goals or lots of goals at Morton or St Mirren, but my goodness, Ayr was the catalyst, wasn't it? That was the turning point, and what a run he's had in the past 5 years or so. Lawrence Shankland certainly up and running this season with Hearts.
It was that time Richard, where Chick was touting him for Scotland when he was playing for Ayr. Remember, Chick was touting him. Lawrence Shankland was scoring every week for Ayr United, and Chick was like he should be in the Scotland squad. Well, he is now in the Scotland squad, and rightly so, because
to be fair, I waited until he got to Dundee United before I started pressing his claims.
Not like Chick to be going early, is it?
No. Incidentally, we are going to carry on BBC Radio Scotland. So 810 medium wave. You get us online at bbc.co.uk/sportscotland. And if you're listening on digital, it would be BBC Radio Scotland Extra. So we're going to carry on for a few minutes just to try to get you further reaction from the home dressing room there after Hearts lost 2-1 to PAOK. So that's in about 20-25 seconds now. Make sure that you are listening in on the correct frequency. It'll be the regular programming, of course, 10 o'clock news, regular programming on BBC Radio Scotland 92 to 95 FM. But for the football to continue online, you'll get us, of course, at 810 medium wave. And if you're listening on digital, BBC Radio Scotland Extra. So this is Sports Sound. You're still with us. We'll get a bit more reaction to come from down pitch side there at Tynecastle. Like Alan was saying there, he said, look, it's not a massive chance, Craig. It's a small chance. Do you give them a chance of going across to Greece and doing what is required to remain in this competition?
Yeah, I very much believe in evidence, and tonight I thought that the two strikers at Hearts caused all sorts of problems for the defence of PAOK, and I don't see why that won't happen again over in Greece. I don't see a reason why it would be any different. So that's where my hope comes from, the fact that I think that Hearts can score over there. But we need a lot of things to go right. We need to defend properly. We need a goalkeeper to be good, and all the things that you normally need in Europe when you're playing away from home. You need them all to fall into place. But I do think that Hearts will score over there.
Yeah.
I think with Shankland and Boyce, sorry Richard, I think with Shankland and Boyce up there as well, if they can just get the right team on the night, it's going to be very hostile, Richard, as you'll know, and very warm. But they've got a chance. They have. It's very difficult, but they're still in the tie, which is the most important thing for the whatever it is 1,000 fans that are going over. They'll be singing their heart out and having a great time over there, but their team have to go over and perform.
Yeah, the likelihood is, of course, that they're also going to have to cope with not just the atmosphere, but actually a PAOK team. You imagine they're going to be better on their home territory than they were at Tynecastle. They were pretty decent tonight. I mean, certainly there were moments of quality from PAOK. Were they, as we'd anticipated, a big step up from Rosenborg?
I wouldn't say it was massive. I thought that, yes, I thought they were a better side. I just I keep coming back to the same thing. I think defensively they weren't great. That's the thing that I would like to. If I was Stephen or Frankie or whoever it is that's doing these things, I'd be concentrating on their weaknesses and looking to try and exploit those next week. I mean, obviously there will be a pretty hostile atmosphere for sure. The heat's going to have some part to play in it as well. But for me, this performance tonight was really good, and I see enough to think that it's certainly I was sitting watching it with hope rather than thinking that there's no chance. So that's encouraging.
And you start to see them, Richard. Having watched Hearts against Kilmarnock, they weren't very good that day. They never had a shot on goal. Kilmarnock were excellent at Tynecastle, but slowly but surely Rosenborg, and they start to grow, and they were good again against Partick Thistle. They really took them to task on Sunday in the League Cup with a completely different side. And again tonight, playing a top side, beaten 2-1, but they performed well again. You can see the fruits of their pre-season coming. The link up with Shanklin and Boyce, it's been sadly lacking for all but a year. Kent is beginning to settle in after a poor first couple of games. He's starting to find his feet. Kingsley's always gives you what he gives you. And then the new guys, Vargas came in tonight, was very direct, looked good. They've still got Oda to come on, but he came on late. So Kagawa is another one. So they've got a lot of players that are starting to get up to speed. And I also think young Lowry, once he's going, he was brilliant on Sunday against Thistle, wants to get him going. I think things are looking up for Hearts. I really do. I think that the league placings and where they're going to go in the league, I think that they're starting to get up to speed, and that will certainly help, because I look at Hibs and I think they've played 2, lost 2. It's been a difficult start for them. They're losing obviously on Thursday night. They've got a massive game on Saturday against Livingston. Hearts go to Dundee, another tough fixture. But I just think Hibs haven't really started their season yet in the league, as where I think now Hearts have, and that'll be them off and running for me in domestic football anyway.
Richard, can I just ask, do you know, or does anybody know what the story was with Barry Mackay? Has Brian heard anything?
I've not heard anything, but hopefully Brian will be able to pick up something from across at the tunnel there at Tynecastle. If he does, we will bring
serious.
That to you. Yeah, it did. You just you saw him just drawing. I think, as you said, your initial reaction is hamstring or something along those lines, but I don't know. It wondered if perhaps, Craig, I think it was you who said that maybe you wondered if it was his knee. I think
it was Alan, actually.
All right, I beg your pardon. But he certainly he looked in a fair bit of discomfort, which is a shame, because he made an impact when we saw him last time, and certainly was making an impact this evening in the game. So we'll get you any news on that. Look, we're still waiting for the reaction from the Hearts management. Hearts certainly face more of an uphill battle in the second leg after losing 2-1 at Tynecastle. Cammy Devlin among the Hearts heroes tonight, though. He's with Brian.
It's difficult to take at the moment, because I don't think we deserve to lose, to be honest. Obviously we had a goal disallowed second half to put us in front, and I guess you've got to give credit sometimes when someone scores a good goal like that. Maybe Xander couldn't see it through a lot of bodies, but a good strike, and unfortunate, but the joy of these is we've got good in there. Showed character again to come from behind. Obviously it got disallowed, but we bounced back from scoring straight away and then conceding to then we showed a lot of character, I thought, and obviously go into next week with a lot of confidence. We'll obviously sit down as a group and do some video again on them, having versed them now, and first focus is Sunday, obviously, Dundee away, but then we've got all to play for next week.
Did you see enough tonight from the Hearts team that they can trouble the Greeks, put them under a lot of pressure? It's going to be a very hostile atmosphere out there as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think it'll be an experience for all of us, but I think anyone that watched the game tonight would have seen for himself that we created enough chances. Off the top of my head, I know their keeper pulled off a great save and then a last-ditch block from one of their defenders. And obviously, like I said, we had one ruled out, a great finish from Shanks. But I think we showed enough, and we'll take a lot of positives. To be honest, it is a shame to have lost the game, but anyone in football, you got to believe, and we did it last week, so why can't we do it again?
Are you able to park Thursday ahead of Sunday before you go to Dens Park, which is a very important game as well?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that's parts and parcel of being in Europe and being a team that wants to compete at the highest level. You've got to be able to get your feet back on the ground. And although there's another game to this next Thursday, there's a massive game Sunday. Obviously, we didn't verse them, play against them last season, but I remember it the year before. It's a tough place to go. And you've got to dig deep at times. And, I think it's important as a group to recover now. And, Sunday's massive, and as is next Thursday.
There you go, Cammy Devlin, the Hearts midfield, the real combative force in there, playing his part over the course of the night. And I guess that's a kind of recurring theme. We'll hear that from the Hearts over the next few days, Alan. Yes, it's clearly a big, important league game on Sunday, but a lot of focus on next Thursday, and this belief that, yes, we are trailing in this one, but there's enough there that we can still turn it around.
Yeah, they've got to think that, Richard, but he's right to mention Dundee first and foremost away to Dens Park on Sunday, big game for the club, and then they can focus on, once that's out the way, they focus on next Thursday, which can be worth £2.5 to £3 million if they can get into the group stages. So financially it would be great for everyone involved at Tynecastle, but I think he's right to mention that Dundee's on their mind. As a football player, you go from one game to the next, you'll have a little eye on PAOK, but the next concentration is Sunday, Dens Park, Dundee, and try to get a victory there.
Alan, here's a question for you. Boyce has just come back from injury. Do you play him against Dundee, or do you keep him to play next Thursday?
I think they've got enough with strikers. I think that, I certainly think that, let me put it this way, Craig, if I'm Lee Johnson, I don't play my full team because they go to Aberdeen, I think, after that. So I don't play my first team against Aston Villa. But I think with Hearts having a little chance, and it's just a little chance, I would maybe keep Boyce for the game on Thursday to see how it goes.
I was thinking the same.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
With it being worth so much money,
yeah,
it's a critical match, and
they do have other players. Tagwa can go and play up there. We've seen,
right.
Vargas can play there. Boyce, Shanklin, can go up there as well. So they have other players who they'll want to probably give some game time to. So I would probably rest Boyce. It depends what Frankie McAvoy and Stephen Naismith want to do, but I would rest Boyce and keep him for the game on Thursday.
Well, we'll have coverage of that game on Sunday, of course. Dundee against Hearts and St Mirren against Aberdeen, the two Sunday matches this weekend. All the action right across the weekend. You mentioned Frankie McAvoy there, Alan. Let's hear from him, chatting with Brian.
Frankie, not the result you were looking for tonight. What was your take on the game, though?
Oh, obviously we're disappointed we've lost the game 2-1. But I mean, it's a great strike for the boy to score the goal. I don't think he could have placed it any better. And it's fine moments. Lawrence's goal, we thought it was a goal, but VAR, that's what it's there for. Obviously shows you a bit, he's offside. So disappointed that after us scoring, and then the elation then goes to sour, and then they score. It's a sort of a double punishment. But we just tried to keep it going. We made some changes to try and get ourselves back into the game. We knew it'd be a tough game. I thought our shape out of the ball was really good at times. We knew they were a good team. We knew they loved to counter. They take the advantage next week going into their home patch. But the game's there. The game's there to be won. We know what we've got to do. It's in the balance. I believe we can go there and get something for the game. I think the players believe that as well. I don't think there was a lot between the teams tonight. I thought it was two decent teams, and I thought it was a good competitive game.
A couple of lapses for both goals, unfortunately. The corner for the second goal, did they switch off just a little bit?
No, to be honest, we've been excellent at set plays. It's one of the things that we've really improved at, if I'm being honest with you. I'll go to the first goal first. I thought it was a free kick in Kai's. He goes to win the header. I thought their guy sort of impedes him, but that's what happens. They get the advantage. They get the penalty kick. I've seen it back. It's a penalty, as was ours. And then the second goal, we know exactly how we set up at corners. We come out. When they play it short, we know exactly what's going to happen. Sometimes they hit, our defender, or ricochets, it goes away. But I say to you, you've just got to take your hat off. The boys he's hit it sweet as a nut. and it's ended up right in the bottom corner. So I'd be harsh if I said it was disappointing for us in terms of how we've set up at corners, because in the main we've defended really well.
Barry Mackay had to come off, looked got a serious knee injury, and I know he's just back, from an operation in the summer. How is he? And hopefully it's not going to be anything too serious.
No, likewise, Brian. Obviously, it's too early to tell exactly how much the damage is, but he obviously felt something in his knee, so we just need to get that assessed. But it's too early. We don't know yet.
You go to Dundee on Sunday before, obviously, a trip to Greece next week. How do you plan to set up, first of all, in Greece, and the knowledge that you've got to win the game? You're going to have to score at least one goal to try and take it to extra time.
Yeah, definitely. I think first and foremost what we've got to do, we know what we've got to do over there. I know that bus is parked at the moment. We need to concentrate in Dundee. We've got a decent squad, as I said. It's important that we utilise them. Everybody gets minutes. I think we've came a long way since when we first came in. And I'm happy with that, if I'm being brutally honest. I think Nazy, Gordy and Gal would probably say the same. We're disappointed tonight, but we know exactly what we've got to do. We know we need to go and win the game, and we'll go and give it our best shot. But honest, full focus now needs to be in Dundee to try and go and get the 3 points up there, and we'll try and do that as best we can.
Appreciate your time, Frankie. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Frankie McAvoy there. Disappointing outcome in the end for Hearts, losing 2-1 at home to PAOK. But as you've heard there, they believe they're still in with a chance for that second leg. Aberdeen certainly in with a chance after a wonderful comeback in Gothenburg. 2-0 down to Häcken. They scored twice in the last, it was more than 20 minutes because of all the additional time. But it was a very, very good performance in the last half hour or so from the Dons. Thoroughly deserving of the draw in the end. The goals from Miovski and Devlin, and a 2-2 draw. Of course, we'll have coverage next midweek of all the European ties. We're busy right across the weekend with the action across the country and across the SPFL. So lots to look forward to. Make sure you stick with us and listen out for the Football Daily podcast, Monday to Friday, every day of the week. But from me, Richard Gordon, I hope you've enjoyed this evening's European action. Good night.